Welcome back to Bad Movies, Worst People. It's July. I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
And this week, it's George of the Jungle. Watch out for that tree! Yes, it is July.
It's fucking
This
hot.
is the month that the earth was graced with Jack. And that's why we're doing Brendan Fraser.
You're damn right. This month also brings us Rambo, but we done rode that horse.
Yeah.
We did.
And nobody's going to ride this horse.
Well, you're going to hate us.
Why?
We got you a birthday present, even though you hate birthday presents.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to give you a loophole. Did you want to give me a Canada's Independence Day gift?
What, pray tell, is a Canada's Independence Day gift?
Any gift given on July 1st.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they had to just beat us by a couple days?
Yeah. Well, they actually were late by a couple years.
I think it was like 100 or so.
Yeah.
But we have a small gift for
Okay.
our co-host Jack.
Yes.
Wife.
I'm going to be my best to graciously accept this gift.
We have something for you to
Just wait
watch.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
This is a cameo.
Do I just hit play on this?
Just hit play?
Oh,
Just hit play.
I'm shaking.
Hey, Jack, Lorenzo Lamas Renegade. So I got a message from Derek and Whitney that you like watching Renegade and drinking beer.
God help me, I do.
Well, I like drinking beer and making Renegade. That was a great period of my acting life. And I'm so happy that they're still airing the show.
Me too,
On
buddy.
these different platforms. But you're turning 42. That's awesome. 42, 40, all the 40s. Great, great decade. That's the decade, man, that makes or breaks you, bro. Right?
I was broken years ago.
So just keep at it. Keep waking up with a positive mindset.
No.
Be grateful, and good things will continue to happen for you. But you have two good friends there that are thinking of you. They sent me that message. So you take care. Enjoy your birthday, bro.
Oh, I will now.
And have some Modelo.
Ooh, is he sponsoring Modelo? That is fucking awesome.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, happy birthday.
So we just have that saved forever, right? Like we will always be able just to duck into that. I wonder how much it would have cost him to get his shirt off.
I don't know. I can send him a message back and ask.
Jack loved the video. Just a couple of notes. He wants to see him.
He wants to see a couple of nuts.
He wants to see. Oh, you know what? I'd have a peek. He's looking all right for that age, man. I haven't seen him outside of Renegade in a while. Tell you, I missed the quaff though.
Yeah, I saw the video and I was like, that hair's all wrong.
Yeah. What a charm.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Canada.
So we wrote him. We did it when we were all hanging out at the box.
Oh, really?
You were sitting, literally, we were sitting like this. And I was like, okay, so we're looking it up. He fucking sent it that night.
I
Wow.
woke up in the morning and had it. So I don't know if he was like up late drinking or if he was up early drinking.
There's only two options. He was either winding down with a drink or working out with a drink. It's gin because whiskey makes him sweat.
So
Thank
happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's fucking rad, dude.
I figured that would be a present you could get down with.
Well, and also it cost you $0, or did it cameo kind of thing?
It's a
It's
cameo.
a
Okay.
cameo.
Okay. I was gonna
But
say
it's all
'cause
right.
if he just did that for free, what a fucking stallion.
No, but
we paid him for it, but
All right.
hey, it's
All
fine.
right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. So that's the only thing you're allowed to do this year for
That's the paycheck you get for doing this show.
me. Dude,
Your
I need a
name-
raise, which is more Lorenzo's.
your name was spoken from Lorenzo's mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like we're best friends, dude. He enjoyed making Renegade. I enjoy watching Renegade. Wow.
And now we know anytime you drink a Modelo, you're drinking with Lorenzo.
I'm going to have
Lamas.
one tonight. I wasn't going to, but fuck.
I should have got some Modelo for
I think
today.
he's doing lime with his. I'm not doing that.
No fruit for you.
Mm-mm.
But
So-
that's All because it's Jack's birth month.
Golf
Yep.
clap.
I'm not sure who we're clapping for. You, Lorenzo.
I'm
All of
clapping
it.
for Lorenzo,
Okay.
and then he spoke my name.
I'm clapping for us because we
Yeah.
did
Also,
something
I'm
awesome.
clapping for you guys. Yeah, that was rad.
Back to something that doesn't have Lorenzo Lamas.
Ooh, he
It
could have been.
should've.
He could have been a George of the Jungle.
He could. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, I mean, Brendan Fraser in this movie is not far off.
Brendan Fraser is way more ripped.
Well, yeah.
Dude,
I
he's
mean-
got like a 12-pack up on his.
He's got those cum gutters when you see him nay later.
And apparently his personal trainer sued him.
I saw this and lost though.
Yeah.
He didn't mention his personal trainer in like
They didn't mention him in the credits.
yeah.
So he sued Brendan Fraser.
But that's not your job.
No.
Like
Yeah.
the studio didn't hire you. A
Yeah.
person hired you, an actor, an actor.
Because you've seen that in credits before where it's like so and so's personal trainer
No.
or so and so's like dialogue coach or so like if there's a certain thing.
I bet
don't
if you
really pay
I bet if you
attention to
look
that.
up the Marvel movies, like the studio has specific trainers to
That
get
makes
you like there's
sense.
the Marvel workouts, a whole thing. So they probably do get credited. But whoever worked out Rambo, fucking Stallone probably didn't get credit because
Well,
Stallone's
you
like,
can't-
I did that myself.
You can't give credit to a drug dealer selling human growth hormone. That's illegal.
I'd like to credit that guy with a fanny pack on the corner of third. Third round's a turd. I gotta go. Yeah, you got a glass coffee table?
But Jack pitched this movie for this month as a Patreon, and I said, nah.
And
I said
So-
no also.
and you stood by this after watching?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay, me too.
I-
I was watching it. I was like, man, I'm having an absolute blast. Like there's obviously going to be a recommendation from me for this movie, but I was like, yeah, I was wrong to pitch this as Patreon.
Dude, we were 15 minutes into this movie, and I was like, no wonder so many kids developed ADHD. Like, this is so fucking chaotic.
Overstimulating.
And it's not just this, it's everything of this era. I mean, cartoons and stuff now are still chaotic, but I just feel like it's just honking noises and gags and just like,
Cheap,
oh my God.
tweeting birds around the head. And-
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of noises, though, so at one point I noticed that the capuchin monkey they have
Mhm.
and
He's
Tukey
talking.
Tukey
Tookie tookie.
sounds like Abu from Aladdin.
You know why the
And I
Poochie monkey
looked it
sounds
up
like
at the
Abu?
very bottom of this fucking thing. It's Frank Welker.
Of course.
And I never knew it
Who
was
did
Frank
Abu?
Welker doing Abu.
Yeah.
Never knew
And
that.
that's why you've got the oh no and
Yeah.
shit like
It took me 2 lines to like hear it, and I was like, "That's Abu." And I was like, in my mind, I was like, "I wonder if Frank Welker fucking voiced Abu."
I have Frank Welker in all caps in my notes.
Yep, good, good. I knew you'd get there.
It was the last thing I saw while I was looking through like credits and stuff.
He is the bottom
Yeah.
of the page.
Actually, I didn't even see it in the IMDb credits because I don't know if I did get down to the animals. Like I got to all 3 birds that played Tukey, and I
Yeah.
got to the elephant and everything, but I just somehow I didn't see that. But I was looking at like Wikipedia or IMDb trivia or something, and it mentioned Frank Welker, and I was like,
Speaking of the IMDb trivia, the one that I saw was like, well, obviously Shep is an Indian elephant, and these are the jungles of Africa. Get a fucking life, dude.
Oh.
Get a fucking life. That's your problem with this movie?
you know what? Shep
He
is
went
also
down-
mostly CG.
Yeah, dude, I was like, what do you mean he's obviously an Indian elephant?
He went down Derek went down a little rabbit hole with the elephant.
So Shep, which was played by a real elephant in about 4.5 seconds of this movie.
Yeah.
It's played by an elephant named Ty.
Uh-huh.
And according to Ty's IMDb summary,
Title.
I don't have it written down here exactly, or I don't have a copy of it, but it says Ty was an actress born in 19 whatever the fuck, who was known for like it was just like a normal actor or actress.
Yeah.
And you know what? I looked. Birds didn't get that treatment. It's
No.
racist.
Well, because all birds look alike, dude.
That is
But
racist.
like she
If
was
you've
in
seen one parrot, you've seen them all.
Didn't she just pass away in 21?
2020.
Ah, COVID took
Oh
another.
no, 2021. You're right. 52
COVID took
years
another
old.
great one of us. See, I don't know if that's impressive or not, though.
I don't know either.
Like 52 for an
It
elephant.
seems sad.
I don't know.
know.
If that's good.
But this
That's
is
in
the
10
same,
years for me.
This is
Yeah.
the same elephant
Me
that
too.
was in Larger Than Life with Bill Murray.
Ooh,
Operation Dumbo,
Dumbo Drop?
love it.
The Jungle Book from 1994, the live action one.
Crap.
With is that Liu Kang?
That is
Yes.
Luke,
Okay, that's
Brandon,
what I- that's what I
Brandon
was-
Lee.
Is it Brandon
No,
Lee?
It's not
No.
Liu
Brandon
Kang. It's Brandon, not Brandon Lee. Jason Scott Lee.
Jason Scott Lee. There you
the
go.
not related to Bruce
I
Lee
couldn't-
that
I
played
haven't
Bruce
seen
Lee.
it in
Yes.
ages, but I saw.
There you go.
I
Yes.
just remember it, and I remember
It's not
thinking
Liu
it was
Kang.
Liu
The only
Kang.
other thing I know
Okay.
Liu Kang from, sorry to the actor, he's in that
Robin
Beverly Hills
Show,
Ninja.
I think is his name.
Okay.
I just remembered.
Beverly Hills Ninja. He's the good ninja that's trying to help out Chris Farley.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just remembered it's SHOU. So Robin Show or Shao.
Oh yeah.
I
Shao
just
sounds
remembered
good.
his name because I was just watching a movie called Fatal Termination, in which he
Of course you
plays
were.
a corrupt customs agent
Ooh.
who also does karate.
Ooh. I was like, that sounds okay.
It's a Hong Kong action movie, so everybody knows martial arts.
Yeah.
But yeah, this elephant was also in the Scorpion King. Was Brendan Fraser in that?
No.
Or was that just total spin-off?
No, it was a
it's
runoff.
100%
I knew
spinoff.
it was a spin-off, but I just didn't remember if
Somebody saw The Rock as a CGI half man, half scorpion and was like, yes,
and then
we
they
can
did like
franchise
9
this.
sequels.
Yeah, he's in one,
I think he's in the
maybe
first.
2. He might be in the second one, but he's not in the rest.
Oh, fucking! And then the bird,
Bird.
Tuki Tuki,
Uh-huh.
played by 3 different birds, and I only wrote it down because it made me laugh. So we had Tuki, Scooper, and Hooper or Hopper. The only one who came back for the sequel, which there was one,
Oh, I know.
was Scooper. So
Oh.
I don't know if Tuki and Hopper were like, "I'm not doing the sequel,"
Absolutely,
or
dude.
if they had been beaten to death by a trainer at that point.
I'm going
a
to go with the
la
first one.
like
They-
a la the monkey
they
from that
declined?
Clint Eastwood
yeah,
movie.
the sequel to Any Which Way But Loose, or
Yeah.
is Any Which Way But Loose the sequel?
That's the sequel. I don't know.
Yeah, that
2
monkey got
movies
beat
with
to
a
death
monkey
by
and
the
a man.
trainer.
Yeah,
Aw.
That
that's
orangutan. Tough to watch.
with an
Not
axe
the-
handle
Yeah.
for stealing donuts.
You can't hear my face, but I am absolutely
Oh, I think
mortified.
they can hear it.
Yeah, no, for stealing donuts from the craft services table.
Well, feed your fucking orangutan.
Yeah, no, fuck
Also,
those
you
people.
could beat me with an axe handle, and I steal donuts all the time.
I want Clint Eastwood.
I have
to
one
pick
over
up,
here.
I want Clint Eastwood to pick up that chair he was famously sitting on at that like Trump rally or whatever, and beat that trainer to death with it.
Yeah,
That would have been great.
I'd watch that.
I told you to give him donuts. Now you got to answer to me.
It's like Mommy Darius. No wire hangers. No powdered donuts.
Oh, that's the problem. They were powdered donuts, and Clint Eastwood okayed it because he thought the monkey was stealing his cocaine.
Yeah.
You see that monkey touch my damn stash? How am I supposed to act so lively now?
So
game face.
we mentioned we're doing George of the Jungle, which we've
Yes. We've
not really-
derailed
not really
from.
touched on. It's fine. This one is directed by a guy named Sam Wiseman, who his other 2 big directorial things, he had like 6, but the 2 I recognized were D2, The Mighty Ducks, and Dickie Roberts, former child star.
Oh, that's the David Spade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
God.
those aren't good.
Oh, D2's fine.
D2's fine.
D2 is actually better than fine. You're just wrong.
It's not better than the first one, though.
No.
No, it's not better than the first one, but it's good. It's better than fine,
He also directed most of Family Ties.
which is better than fine.
Yes, Family Ties I like.
Who is related to Matthew Perry?
Oh, Matthew
I was really
Perry's
hoping
dad
you
is
would.
in this.
Oh, I noticed
And
because you know how I noticed him.
because he also plays Matthew Perry's dad on Scrubs.
Ah, not his blood father.
Oh, that's right. His
Spoilers for
adopted father. That's right. I forgot he wasn't his real
Hey,
dad.
good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh my god, I think that's Matthew Perry's dad." And the roommate's
Okay,
like,
is it the father?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the father of
the voice of reason
Ursula.
in this fucking
I
madness of a
love
movie.
him. He's like,
Yeah.
God, she's a pain in my
That
ass.
woman is a pain in my ass.
Why are you married to her?
She fucking signed a prenuptial
Waspy
agreement.
shit, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why. Waspy shit.
She's a wasp like a motherfucker.
They're not supposed to be happy.
Uh huh.
They're supposed to have awkward, silent dinners.
God, I hate you. I know.
I do love that scene where, because the mother is also played by the mother from Two and a Half Men, Charlie Sheen, and
Yeah.
You know who else's mom she
Richard-
played?
yes.
Jim Carrey's mom in The Truman Show.
That's what I was trying to get to. I was like, there's one thing I
Yeah.
really knew her from.
That's the
Truman
one I
Show.
recognized her from. I've seen Two and a Half Men, but not enough to know or care.
She's also in Cop and a Half with Burt
yes,
Reynolds.
she is.
Her name is Holland Taylor, if anyone cares.
Nope. Moving on.
It's not just
There is somebody in this movie I do want to get to very quickly because he's in this movie.
Well, let me touch
Right
on
off
the
the bat.
writers real quick. So
Touch 'em.
Jay
already-
Ward.
Touch them writers.
Jay Ward created the character George of the Jungle, which I guess was a cartoon back in the olden days, along with Rocky and Bullwinkle, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Dudley Do Right.
So this
Et cetera.
announcer was definitely Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yes.
And
in
I'm sure
in
a
the
lot of the
CG Rocky and Bullwinkle, the movie, he was Bullwinkle.
but
Not
he's the
not
announcer in the cartoon.
I don't. Was he?
Yeah, he was credited as that.
narrator?
The narrator. Thank you.
Oh, all I saw. To be fair, I gave a cursory
To
glance.
be fair.
But he was an Australian, or is an Australian voice actor. So most of what I saw under his voice acting really made me laugh. There's a guy named Keith Scott, and he played Smee in the animated Peter Pan.
Oh, okay.
But also he did a bunch of like Australian cartoons, including one about like an adventuring koala bear called Blinky Bill.
Oh, sign me the fuck up.
But he played Flap the platypus. And,
Platypus?
and Splodge the
Platypus?
kangaroo.
Splodge.
I was like, these names sound so much dirtier than they should.
But I mean, it's Australia. They might mean, you know what they call fucking and like rooting.
I was gonna say splodging.
No, it's a weird thing. No,
Flapping?
but rooted or rooting, like all that is fucking.
But that guy created all that stuff, which a lot of, at least we probably grew up watching on some of.
I definitely grew up watching Rocky.
Yeah, I mean, it was like
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
when you wake up too
Mhm.
early on the weekends and there's nothing else on.
Dude, when is He-Man coming on? It's fucking bullshit.
Natasha
Got a
and
fucking
Boris.
moose up here. I got the power.
That would have been a good crossover.
Here I come
Um,
to save the day.
And then the two actual writers of the script are a guy named Dana Olson, who wrote The Burbs,
Oh God,
and also
yes.
Inspector Gadget.
Ooh, well, you know what? It's not his fault that Matthew Broderick shit all over that movie.
It's not, but also it's not Matthew Broderick's fault that script was a toilet to shit on.
Are we gonna do
doesn't
that?
matter. He would have
That's how
fucking.
it works, right? You shit on toilets.
Dude, I don't want to come over anymore.
You're not gonna make us do that one, are you?
One day
I'm sick.
we can
Let's
do the second one.
Yeah, let's do the second one with French Stewart.
The direct-to-video sequel. And then the other writer was a woman named Audrey Wells, who wrote a decent amount of stuff, but none of it very good. She wrote Disney's The Kid with Bruce Willis.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And she wrote Under the Tuscan Sun. And in that movie that Whitney refused to watch that came out 2017 called A Dog's Purpose.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
Who wants to watch that? It's a movie about
Zoe
a dog.
said it's absolutely beautiful.
It's a movie about a dog who dies and then gets reincarnated as another dog and goes back to their person.
got
and
Randy
then
Quaid.
dies and then gets reincarnated and goes back to their person and then dies. It's a movie where the dog just keeps dying. Why
It's the
would you want
dumbest
to watch
fucking
that?
thing?
Yeah, it's
Randy
fucking-
Quaid's not going to save that movie.
Not Randy. Dennis.
Dennis
I lied.
Quaid might be able to save that movie. I'm like, Randy Quaid is going to be just no help to you.
No, Dennis Quaid.
All right. Denny's got some chops.
But we'll get into the movie. It starts with an animated intro, which is usually a bad sign.
Nope.
This was based on a cartoon.
Dude, City Slickers has an animated intro.
I said usually.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids has an animated intro.
I said usually.
Christmas Vacation has an animated
What's
intro.
that movie where that?
I'm not done.
Oh,
Friday After Next has an animated intro.
yeah, you're getting there.
Dude, when's the last time you watched that? That is a dope ass adult Christmas movie.
It's the third Friday.
Yeah. It's got Cat Williams.
What's that movie?
I am a boy, Damon.
What's that movie where the dude is a pizza boy and he's fucking all the ladies?
Lover boy.
Yeah,
Love
that starts with an
Boy.
animated intro. So
Yeah,
there
that's
goes your
fucking
argument.
Excellent.
No, it's
I'm just kidding. I can't defend that one rightfully. I can sit here and defend George of the Jungle, but I cannot defend Loverboy. Patrick Dempsey,
Yep, I
Yeah.
fucking
Patrick Dempsey.
I
There we go.
loved
Dr.
Loverboy.
McDreamy.
Yes, he is McDreamy.
You know why they have this animated intro? Because of some people who weren't credited for writing the script. Because I guess the practice is the first and last person get credit, not all the people who would doctor it in between.
Okay.
Joel Hodgson of Mystery Science Theater 3000 and his writing partner, not the other guy on the show, did a pass on the script, and they added the cartoon intro and they added that an ape named Ape talks.
Dude, big ups. Like
Yeah.
you punched it up right there with Ape Named Ape talking.
The talking I appreciate. The animated intro, I wouldn't have a problem with it if they didn't then repeat all the information given to us in the first 25 minutes of the movie.
Sure.
Yeah, it was.
Like the pet dog that's an elephant and the talking ape and the swinging
Yeah.
and the
but
trees
again,
and
this
the-
is for children, and children need repetition.
I took it as time to roll a joint.
That's fair.
You know, I was like, well, I know what you want me to do now. Cartoon intro, just fucking make it a fatty.
But it starts with that and the narrator, which I wrongly remembered going away.
Yeah, he does not go away. He's doing great work, in my opinion.
It gets to be too much, but then once he starts interacting with the people, which is actually really stupid, I'm fully back in.
yeah, fully back in.
Here we are in an expensive waterfall set.
Especially once he fucks up Thor there, the
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
schlubby sidekick guy. I'm like, oh man, God just fucking scrambled your brain, dude.
Was you just fought with the narrator?
Which I guess is a bit from the cartoon
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
or
Okay.
something. I read it in the trivia, something along those lines about like you can't argue with the narrator.
So they were breaking that third wall right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fourth wall.
I
Fourth
vaguely
wall.
remember
Might only
watching.
be third
They
since it's
climbed over
animated.
the third wall to get to the fourth.
I
Like
vaguely.
Shaun of the Dead, that shit. Sorry.
No, you're good. I came too quick.
Oh,
Mr. Thor, tear down that wall. Go ahead.
I remember watching vaguely. I think my father's mother had VHSs for us, so when we would go visit them in Prescott, we had something to do. Played with GI Joes and like my dad's
Okay.
GI Joes and watched George of the Jungle.
okay. It's a good little life you got there, dude.
I saw Rocky and Bullwinkle a lot. I
Yep.
saw Dudley Do-Right, which I didn't really care for. I saw Mr. Peabody and Sherman, which I loved, of course.
Am
Ooh,
I having
Mr.
a,
Magoo.
Am I having a fever dream? Is there a Brendan Fraser Dudley Do-Right
Yeah,
movie?
there
There
is,
is. Okay.
yes. But I never even knew of the existence of George of the Jungle
Yeah.
until this movie. So I don't know how that happened, unless Cartoon Network was just like, no, we don't need that.
Huh. That's weird. Because you know all the other ones. You're naming every single one that's accompanied.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe it was
You-
like a
maybe-
rights thing.
Maybe Young You is just like, I don't want to see a fucking Tarzan ripoff. Changing the channel. I'm gonna go have
I
my
mean, I remember
second
Dudley
bowl of
Do-Right,
Lucky
and
Charms.
I couldn't stand that shit.
Fruity
Yeah.
Pebbles, bitch.
Fruity Pebbles
Ooh,
over Lucky
no,
Charms.
no.
Blend them.
Yep. Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows.
Yep.
All the berries.
Diabetes.
Lucky Pebbles. Fruity Charms.
Fruity Charm. I like Lucky Pebbles.
That sounds like a ball sack.
Lucky Pebbles.
Get your hands off me, Lucky Pebbles.
Gotta start to wonder
I'm
how
gonna
your
suck
nuts
your Lucky Pebbles
I gotta
later.
tarty tartar this little accent up a little bit. Get your hands off me, Lucky Pebbles.
They're always after me, Lucky Nuts. That's not the line.
But we're introduced to Leslie Mann,
Woo!
who's playing Ursula.
Love me
And
some Leslie Mann.
At this point,
Yes.
sure. Like she looks almost the same, but just like stretched out now.
What's she been in you don't care for?
I mean, I was looking through her credits and I'm like, I don't know most of these movies. It's a lot of romantic comedy horse shit. The
Yeah,
stuff I
look who
do
she
know.
fucking married.
Well, yeah.
The stuff I do know, the stuff that I like is like Knocked Up, Funny People,
This
which
is
nobody
40?
likes, but I liked.
This is 40.
This is 40-year-old virgin. She's Big Boobs McGee and Big Daddy.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some stuff, but then like all the main stuff on her thing besides like Knocked Up and This Is 40 was all just romantic comedy
For sure.
crap that I couldn't care less
For
about.
sure.
It's stuff your wife likes.
Yeah. So I've probably seen some of them and I don't remember.
Time to roll a joint. The whole movie. Still
yeah,
working on a
she's-
joint, Derek?
No, that's when he's editing and I get to watch whatever I want to watch.
Nice.
Did anybody here see Funny People besides me?
Yeah,
It's the movie about comedians that isn't funny
it's
because
Adam
it's
Sandler
really tragic. Adam
and
Sandler's
Seth
in there.
Rogen.
Seth Rogen's in there.
pretends to have cancer or something.
I don't
Or
remember
thinks
the,
he
I don't remember
thinks-
the details now. I saw it in theaters. I know it's about like people who are trying to be comedians, stand-up comedians.
So I think Seth Rogen
and it's
is
very depressing.
is writing lines for Adam Sandler,
That sounds right.
and he thinks he has cancer, but when he doesn't tell everybody he's not sick.
Oh, like that movie, Sick
That's
Day.
what I was
that
gonna
we-
say.
Sick
You were
Note.
just talking
It's a
about
show.
this with Rupert Murdoch, whatever his name is. Fucking some British kid named Rupert.
It's
Rupert-
Weasley. It's
Yeah,
Ron Weasley.
Rupert
And
Grizzly.
Nick Frost.
Gint.
Gint.
Is that right?
And Nick
Wait.
Frost is in it.
Isn't that the guy that plays the Inquisitor?
Oh, that is.
I was like, that's not
I'm
Weasley, is
gonna
it?
crack myself up if there's no Rupert in this kid's name.
I don't know.
He's
He's
got a
a
Rupert
Weasley.
look.
We meet her. She's on safari with her native guides, one of
Kwame?
which is played by Richard Roundtree, Mr. Shaft himself.
Yeah, rest in pictures,
Rest in
right?
pictures.
Just died
I believe so, yeah.
recently.
Yes, last year.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, Richard Roundtree just recently
I have trouble
passed.
keeping track of time
I get you.
and space.
You need your timey-wimey thing.
I'm in the Twilight Zone, dude.
What
It's
does the
another
doctor
dimension.
call it?
Rupert Grint. That's fucking Ron Weasley.
That's the guy that played the Inquisitor, isn't it?
No.
Who played the Inquisitor?
Fuck, now I gotta get this back up.
I swear you said Rupert Grint when we were recording Han Took Shots First.
Maybe.
That doesn't mean it was right.
What's he in? He's in
I just believe
Kenobi.
you when you say things
I mean,
about Star
usually you
Wars.
can. Where is it? Rupert Friend.
Okay, maybe that's what you said. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Maybe I said Rupert Grint.
I don't know. We weren't on that episode yet. We were talking
As
about
you
him.
as you see now, I'm getting my Ruperts confused with Rupert Murdoch.
Who the
He-
fuck is Rupert Murdoch?
the devil himself.
Yes. Well, he's up there with the devil himself.
All right, he's just like Beelzebub. If you're going
the-
with like Sandman rules, where
well,
there's
the
multiple-
devil just recently died, and that's Henry Kissinger. Henry Kissinger was the devil.
That's fair.
Why?
Rupert
I know that
Murdoch
name, I
is
can't
Rupert Murdoch.
He's the reason
owns
Fox News.
Fox News,
Oh.
all that fun stuff.
yeah. So
And Henry Kissinger was Nixon's guy and also Satan.
yes,
Okay.
he's in charge. He's
He hung out with
the
Ben Stein a lot.
he's the reason for a lot of wars and just shitty things policies America has implemented.
It was a
Yeah.
little
Well-
soon to be having a sinister German as your like chief of staff or
Don't
whatever.
forget your magic mother bag.
Oh, that's Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Fuck him.
So that's Richard Roundtree, and Thomas Hayden Church shows up, who's playing Lyle Vandergroot.
And he is doing a very good job at being a piece of shit.
So
Thomas Hayden Church usually does.
I had a friend who had a production company in Tucson that was doing independent movies, and he was on one of them, and he was an absolute fucking cunt.
Oh, really?
Like just a huge piece of shit.
so that's why he's
He
good
ended
at
up
playing one.
walking out of the movie. Like he ended up leaving the set, not even a quarter way through filming. So luckily they got him replaced with Eric Roberts.
Ooh.
But
That's better.
But it's better.
It's a better movie.
Absolutely, it's better. But yeah, my friend who was the PA for the thing, she said he was just an impossible asshole to work with.
Wasn't he in Wings?
Yeah,
like,
he
wasn't
played
he
Lowell
the
Mathers.
stupid mechanic?
Yeah, Lowell
I just
Mathers.
imagine him on the set of this independent movie in Tucson, Arizona, throwing a fucking hissy fit. And he's like, I was in Demon Knight. You will show me respect.
I was in Sideways, right next to Paul Giamatti. Do you want me to give Paul a call? That rhymes on
Yes.
accident.
I was in
Yes, I want you
Sideways,
to
where
give
I
Paul a
played
call.
the same guy I always play, and Paul Giamatti did a good job.
Paul, what are you doing right now? This guy in Tucson's really giving me shit. Can you tell him I was in Sideways with you?
Well, the crazy thing is,
Paul doesn't
he's saying
answer.
that, but he's leaving it a message on his voicemail.
Paul, pick up if you're there. Pick up. I know it's a digital, but pick up. Pick up. Pick up.
It's just Paul Giamatti's assistant. No, he won't speak to you, Mr. Church.
He said if he's not getting paid, he's not having words with you. Come on, we had some good times, didn't we, Paul? I told you this is not Paul.
But he's playing a douchebag who Ursula is
just being
engaged
himself.
to. Yeah,
That's just his
seems like
personality.
it now. And he's got his two sidekicks, Thor and Max.
Dude,
Which-
Thor is wearing the worst fucking outfit for anything.
Anything.
Unless you're actively going to the Matrix, this is not the outfit.
Or
All
like
leather?
Or like a daddy club,
Yes, there you go.
Okay. Okay.
which is kind of like going to the Matrix.
It's a similar thing. It's the same music.
But we know this actor. In fact, we just watched. You know how we're rewatching Buffy?
Yeah.
He was just in
Watching.
the episode we
I've
just
never
watched.
watched it. I can't rewatch something.
She's
I've never-
rewatching.
I'm rewatching. it.
Don't put that juju on him.
He was just in the last episode we just watched on Buffy. He plays
Okay.
a troll.
He's in the football movie, The Program, that we had come up on here a couple
Yes.
times.
Oh, what was the other one? that
He
you-
was in. Apparently, we didn't notice him because he's a character actor. He was in ER a bunch, but besides that, he's
Yeah.
mostly a character actor. And he was in The Shadow as like a guard or a marine.
Oh yeah,
person.
no,
I
real
saw
quick. He
him,
was,
but I
He
didn't.
was one of the guards at the front door that get guarding the fucking.
That was also one of those movies where it was like that guy, that guy, that guy.
Uh-huh.
So
I think we
uh,
even started that episode with
if
this
you
is
haven't
a bunch of
s-
that guys.
If you haven't seen it, it's the best western that's come out in a long fucking time called Open Range.
yeah, he's in that.
Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall. Awesome.
He's also
I love me
in
some Duvall.
Don't Change That Dial, Wagons East.
Oh
Ooh, I'm excited. I
boy, John
love that
C.
movie.
McGinley.
Mm.
I like how I named him over fucking John Candy.
Well, John Candy was only in about a quarter of that movie.
True.
Yeah, and then his
Eugene Levy?
Yes.
Maybe.
No,
definitely,
no. Rich, Rest in Pictures. Richard.
I was gonna say definitely Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis.
Richard. Oh,
He's the other
yeah.
one. He's the other star.
But
Anyway,
and then the guy that's playing Max, I was like, I know this guy from something. He has like 13 credits. I don't know any of them but this movie, and this was
Huh.
the last movie he was in, so I didn't know him from anything.
yeah, I don't. He looks like a lot of people, but he was probably in Voyage of the Rock Aliens and cut out of the credits. Justine,
Justine.
George of the Jungle, George of the Jungle. Oh, can we talk about the George of the Jungle theme song?
Yeah.
Do you know who did it?
The guy from Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
No.
Oh wait, hold on. John Williams' son.
No.
Okay, because he did
Weird
everything,
Al
apparently.
Yankovic is
Oh,
doing
really?
the George of the Jungle theme song.
Okay.
As soon I was like, man, this is so familiar. I know it. And I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, I'm a fucking idiot. It sounds just like him.
I don't know. I have to rewatch.
It's a little
Yes, it
synth-
does.
It's him a little synthy though.
Well, that made Derek happy. Synth anything
no,
makes
nothing
Derek
about
happy.
this theme song made me happy.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's fine, but it's played so much that it'll be trapped within my skull for months.
I don't even hear it
Doing
anymore.
that thing you do.
Just like that. And
It's not a bad
See,
song. He just heard it too much.
That is my special power. Is I am able to push all of that away because I don't even remember, except for George of the Jungle.
Oh, it
That's
is
all
like,
I need.
It is anytime he's swinging though, is what Derek's saying. It's like he starts doing something adventurous. Boom, 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 boom. It's and
What
that's
a-
all there is to
I don't know
it.
why, but it sounds like a song for like a commercial for breakfast cereal.
Yeah,
Probably 'cause
like
it was.
grape nuts though. Something like put a little bounce in your day.
Probably
Put a
was.
bounce in your step and your ass on the job.
Damn.
So they learn of this legend of a white ape because so first Lyle wants to take Ursula away. He's like, fuck this gross jungle shit and all these black
Dude,
people.
he comes out right out of the bat, dude, talking shit to these porters.
And I mean, obviously he's playing the racist asshole, and it's like it's a shtick, and I get it.
Sure.
But I actually really love the dudes, especially like kind of the main one whose name I don't remember, but the one with the camera and the one who's got
Yeah.
the comments.
It's
the one that gets knocked off
in,
the bridge.
It's like I think it's NB something. I saw it a little bit.
But I don't know if they actually really give us the name other than maybe a quick introduction. But
I had the subtitles on, so I saw.
Yeah.
That's how I know the first two letters.
Yeah, it was MBMBWE. Mbembe.
Namumbe.
Yeah,
That could be
Mbembe.
it. That could
But
be it.
I just love
He
his,
is fucking-
his interaction with him because it's like progressively more asshole-ish.
Hey,
he does knock him off a bridge.
Here's some cigars. Now you give me some of your land. Look,
Right.
I'm gonna light it with this lighter.
Oh.
You like my magical fire? Takes a picture of the Polaroid. You like my magical picture? And he says something 3 millimeter. He's
35
like,
millimeter.
35
He's like
millimeter.
translate, and he's like,
Yeah,
your
Richard
magic
Roundtree,
is good,
yeah.
but he likes his 35 millimeter. It's got a better.
He likes
Also,
the Lumiere 35 millimeter transparency is better. Also, your lens is dirty.
he can clean that.
But I love
Like,
that-
Go fuck yourself.
Hayden does like the true white man stance and puts that big one leg up and just thrusts his groin in your face.
The Captain
Captain
Morgan.
Morgan, yeah.
I call it the white man stance.
I don't think Captain Morgan was white. I don't think he was
I mean,
real.
he was probably Spanish,
Yeah.
but he was definitely around a bunch of people who were not white and doing that stance.
Mhm.
This is mine now.
I thrust upon thee.
You think
It's
they
like,
just call it
uh,
Captain Morgan because they couldn't call it Christopher Columbus rum? It's much the same thing.
I was gonna make a terrible joke, but it wouldn't even be recorded.
But so they learn about this legend of the white ape who's 7 feet tall and super strong and and we're all like, Brendan Fraser's none of these things. He is strong in this movie.
Yeah.
But he's not 7 feet tall.
But I
Nor
mean,
is he an ape?
if you saw him flashing in and out of the jungle, like he's a
If
white
you were
ape.
flashed
So-
by Brendan Fraser, you might think he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah, you
This-
would. 7
Proportions
feet,
are all off.
7 feet long.
That is Brendan's hair, right?
Oh yeah.
Like it's
Oh yeah. He had this in Encino
I was
Man.
gonna say I just don't think he's
Yeah.
cut it yet.
Uh huh.
Oh,
'Cause I
from
don't know what all
Encino?
was between here and there, but there was Encino Man, and then he plays the same character quickly in the army now.
Yep.
And no, Blast from the Past was before
Blast
this.
from Past with short hair, and then even I think is it School Ties that he's in.
School Ties. Yes,
He's
that
got
sounds right.
short hair there, but I mean he rocked this for a while. This is one of the roles that he
Well,
said kind of
Airheads is my
helped
favorite.
break him a little bit.
yeah.
You know, he's like just trying to keep
emotionally.
yes, like just the fact that everyone wanted him to keep this body forever and ever, and he's like, I just didn't want to work out all the time, and I wanted cheeseburgers. I'm like, yeah, hashtag me too. I know that's not what it
We've
means.
seen it.
Taking it back.
Obviously, the whale. There's some prosthetics involved and whatnot.
Yeah.
But have you seen Killers of the Flower Moon?
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. But is he actually? He's not actually. Oh well,
He's
he does
just
play.
voicing it.
He does play himself a little.
Yeah,
bit,
you do see him in there.
Killers of the Flower Moon, and there might be some stuff involved in that too. But he plays a very heavy set lawyer.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
okay
don't
with it.
care. I hope he's happy.
Oh no, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
I'm not
like,
saying we would, but Hollywood just I want my hot Brendan Fraser ass back. It's like, nah,
I want that hot piece of ass back. I'm 50.
50 and I'm tired and I like cheeseburgers. Fuck off.
I like cheeseburgers.
Fuck yeah.
Do you want a good cheeseburger
I'm not
with
50.
me?
This
but-
is one of the announcer jokes that comes up here, where they're off looking for the Ape Mountain, and the village and whatnot.
Try the one that's shaped like a fucking ape's head. Try the mountain that looks like Harambe.
When they
Aww.
there
Tits
might
out
be
for
some, there
Harambe.
might be some
Tits out
dead
for
kids on
Harambe.
that mountain.
Oh yeah.
But when they see it, it's like they were filled with a sense of awe.
Aww.
AWE.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that got a laugh out of me.
It got a laugh out of me. I was mostly smiling this whole time. Like even if I wasn't laughing, just like that ear to ear grin.
And I mean, this is intended for children, obviously.
Yes,
So
but
I have to be careful ripping on things that are intended for children. But there are some things that are intended for children that I feel are contributing to the downfall of society,
yeah.
which is a large portion of the things that happen in this movie. But
I
also,
think
it's
they
rated PG, so like you're not allowed. Like there are certain you're allowed to take a kid to whatever if
Oh,
you're an
yeah.
adult. Not whatever you can't. I don't think you can take them to our movies.
Yeah, you can.
Whatever.
It's your kid.
I think there's theaters have rules against. It doesn't matter.
Am I the only one that gives a shit about the rules?
We
There
just
are parents who will not show their kids PG things,
Yes.
and this is not intended for PG like older kid audience. This is intended for like 5 to 8 year olds.
But
Yeah.
I think it does a good job of giving the parents a way to not kill themselves while watching it.
Like Shrek.
You might be wrong. I like it. Like I watch it with my nieces all the time, and this is like why I like this movie. I put it on. I was like, I'm not mad at this.
I guess if I was putting it on as background noise because I had a kid, that's one thing. I think sitting down to watch it for a podcast and trying to pay attention and analyze, I was like, harumph.
yeah.
you
But
have to remember,
in
Derek.
fairness, he's a Stoneman.
Yeah, he never wanted kids, and then got a bonus daughter when we started dating.
If
Zoe
you
was
don't want
7.
kids, it's not a bonus. Let's find something else. Consolation prize.
He
maybe.
loves her.
Sure. Yo, I am in the mood for like a really juicy IPA, and I don't see any in the fridge.
Yeah, I think I'm all out, but I do know a place we can go get some more.
Let's go to the Arizona Beer House.
Arizona Beer House. They have 34 taps. There's like almost 800 cans and bottles that you can drink in-house or take to go. And it's conveniently located at Broadway and Kolb, 150 South Kolb in Tucson, Arizona.
I'll tell you what, I'd tap that.
Let's head down to Arizona Beer House right now.
Let's go. I'll drive.
First pint's on me, guys.
All right.
Sharks of the Corn? Virus shark? Cocaine shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
Oh, so they here's a little racist shit, right? And then
Yeah.
Lyle's like, fuck this, we're gonna go find you an ape so we can go home. He drags Leslie Mann out into the jungle where they are attacked by a lion,
It's a
and he
pretty
immediately
lion.
runs
Beautiful
away.
lion.
He's
Well, he
like,
tries
"Ah."
to, but he eats shit.
Well,
Yeah.
he's like, you stay here, I'll go get help. Eats shit, hits his head on a rock. Unfortunately, does not die.
No one
Nobody
dies
dies in this
story.
movie.
Yeah, that's the line we get. When the dude gets knocked off the bridge, right?
Yeah,
I
don't
was on
worry,
a bridge
kids.
like this just in Maui. It's solid as a rock.
Yeah, don't worry, kids. No one actually dies in this story. They get really bad boo-boos. And it cuts to him all bent. See, told you, bad boo-boos.
And this is when we first see Brendan Fraser. I mean, we saw him fall on his face earlier, but it was just from the back. So
Uh-huh.
that could have been a stuntman. It wasn't, but it could have been.
Could have been.
I did read that he really wanted to do all of his own stunts. He did a lot of stuff.
There's no way they're letting him walk up that fucking bridge.
No.
They let him walk up.
Oh, okay.
Disney had very strict union rules. Presumably, they don't want to get sued by any given union. They did let him walk up, but they wouldn't let him swing. And he's like, "That's one of the biggest regrets of my life. I wanted to swing off the fucking bridge."
Fuck yeah.
But they had a stuntman do that. But they did let him climb up.
Stunt swing.
But we see Brendan Fraser playing George. We already mentioned some of the stuff he was in, right? I mean, The Mummy, Monkey
we love our
Bone,
Brendan
Encino
Fraser
Man,
in this house.
Scrubs.
Yes.
Yeah. Scrubs, the most
Oh my God.
emotional episode of
Oh.
Scrubs
Three
ever.
full episodes of Scrubs, and it's like the one thing anybody who's ever watched
Heart-wrenching.
the show will remember.
Yep. Where do you think you are right now?
I just started
Niagara
crying.
Falls.
Yeah. Somebody just says, "Where do you think you are?" And I'm like, I'm like, what?
It's hard to recap this story. Like as I was watching, I was like, man, there's just a lot of like them trekking, them doing this, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm just like, yeah, this is gonna be a tough one for Derek to outline.
Well, this
Yeah,
is
I
the
mean-
part where he's fighting the lion.
It's just a bunch of gags, yeah, right? So he's fighting a lion. He hits a tree, as is his.
I like the
Thing to
lion
do.
fight. It's almost like
Oh, it tickles. It's a tickle
Happy
fight.
Gilmore with the fucking crocodile,
Yeah,
or Ace
but they
Ventura
start
2 with the
wrestling,
alligator.
like full on wrestling
Yeah.
moves. Like he has a rubber tree that he can bounce off of. So I've forgotten all about that. the rubber tree that he uses as like the ring ropes.
Good for
Yeah.
pile drivers.
But I don't get me started on the pile
Oh,
driver. I'll get
I
there
did
real
it on
quick.
purpose.
I remember watching this, so I would have been 11, 12 when I saw this. Probably saw it on VHS, so 12 or 13. So may have been a little past the age. But it was about the time he bounced off the tree. I was like, this isn't for me. I did watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start a movie and
Yeah.
not
But you
finish
knew
it.
they weren't making it for you.
Yeah, I did. It's one of those silly ones that's a bridge too far for me, but it's fine.
It's a tree too far. I get it.
But then like the nerdy fucking 13-year-old wrestling fan in me, when he does a fucking people's elbow to this line, he says pile driver. I was like, this not a pile driver.
Ugh.
I will get the Undertaker out here to show you. My God, it's the Undertaker.
And he's got a fucking pile driver. That's not how those work.
Somebody call George's mom. Oh, he doesn't have one.
Oh no, he's a fucking orphan.
Somebody call George's ape. He's dead.
Ape the Ape.
Yes. So
Oh,
it's
Ape
kinda
the
where we
Ape
get
is
to,
voiced
right?
by.
He knocks Leslie Mann out on a tree
Uh-huh.
unintentionally.
I
and
do
steals
like
her.
it though, because it looked like
And he likes the way she smells.
there's a second where it's like, oh man, like she hit her head there and it wasn't supposed to. And it's like, oh no, she hit her head on purpose. Like they wrote that shit in. She got clonked.
Yeah.
Clonked.
And I like
Conked
their
and
way
clobbered.
of covering that this isn't a caveman clubbing a woman and taking her
Uh-huh.
situation, because he's multiple times referring to her as a strange looking fella
Yeah,
or
there's something weird about that fella.
yeah. So
That fella's got real nice tits.
I also love, so I'm assuming George learned how to talk via
Ape.
ape.
You know how Ape learned to talk? I have a theory. When after he gets kidnapped, George is like checking out the treehouse. There's one of those things you pull, like the cow says moo. Like there's all these little toys that would have been George's,
Oh.
Okay.
and I think that's how he learned how to
He
fucking
just
talk.
happened to be hyper intelligent, or
Yes.
that plane was carrying ooze from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Oh,
2.
I love that.
But like George,
Abraham Lincoln. Isn't there always like some clever name with them? Well,
he-
besides them being Artisan Peyton.
He's
Peyton.
definitely well educated.
Yeah.
And George is not.
George is not. They role reversed.
Yes, they did. But
I learned enough for me to learn, but not to teach you. So sorry.
well, he knows a lot
Bother.
of things that he shouldn't know, like how to play a violin, but also when it comes to mating rituals, he's like, you throw leaves in the air and go ook ook.
Push
Puff out your
push your
cheeks.
jaw forward, and she's gonna find you irresistible. Hey, he's still looking cute.
It does
Yes.
bother me, like, and obviously it's a kids movie, it doesn't matter, but continuity's sake, George fluctuates between like Tarzan talk, like me, George, and
King of
like,
Jungle.
Hey, this is a strange looking fella, which
Yeah.
is slang. Like he
Yeah.
wouldn't know slang and
Uh,
stuff, but it's for the sake of comedy.
In the treehouse, there's a radio, and he heard stuff, fella. You know, he heard all those old programs on there.
He listens to serials,
That's
even
a
though
cereal.
this is clearly the 90s. Those don't exist anymore. It took the radio signals a long time to get there.
it was a record player. And it
Ooh,
was just the
yeah.
same record.
Or like this area of Africa, it's kind of like Eastern Europe where they're just getting shows from the 90s. At least not anymore with the day of the internet, but back when I was younger, that was always the joke, was like, hey, it's the 90s, and now they're watching stuff from the 70s and 80s.
That taxi, funny fucking show. Danny Vito, how you that
friends.
small? Don't get it.
It's like a Joey and a Phoebe.
It's you know, the funny one that eats all the food.
But Ape is voiced by the great John Cleese,
The great John Cleese.
who, no matter what you think, I was gonna actually, you know what? Never mind. I was gonna say debasing himself for this movie, but looking through his credits, I was like, he's done a lot of shitty voice
Dude, he
acting.
came in and sat in a chair.
He's done a lot of
He's
terrible
not on
voice
set.
acting. Oh no, of course.
Yeah, he's
not,
got. This
but
is why he's not debasing himself. He's like, I'm not showing my fucking face, right?
he's got a studio in his mansion,
Mm-hmm.
and he just sits in a closet yelling at the fucking microphone and sends it in, and they're like, "Can you change this?" And he's like, "Absolutely not."
We have a mutual friend that got to meet Mr. John Cleese,
Hmm.
and she's like, he is a dirty old bird.
Oh, I bet.
He is just does not keep his hands to himself. Dirty old bird.
Well, I was hoping for a different kind of dirty bird, but that's all right. I mean,
It was a different time in America.
Yeah.
in
Wait,
London,
he's not from America.
especially a different time in America and London.
But John Cleese, if people don't know,
Monty Python.
Monty Python. A Fish Called Wanda is a big movie he
Absolutely.
was in. That's not a cartoon.
He is nearly headless Nick in the Harry Potter movies.
How are you nearly headless?
I did discover something exists
Nice
by
squelching.
looking through his IMDb credits.
Uh-huh.
in 2020, a movie was released called The Very Excellent Mr. Dundee.
Oh yeah.
I did not know of this.
Yeah, I watched like 20 minutes of it and passed the fuck out. I was hammered. It was also really weird seeing Paul Hogan that old when people aren't in your life, well,
Yeah.
on screen, it's jarring to see him 20, 30 years later. But if you watch him every year or every couple years in a movie or a show, you watch him age, but this it's like, oh, he's in there somewhere. I can't tell you if it's good or bad, but I'm going to tell you it's probably bad. If I
I'm
passed
gonna
out,
almost guarantee you it's bad.
I mean, you're talking to one of the
Don't change
biggest
that dial.
Dundee fans here, and I couldn't.
I don't
deal
know
with
about
it.
Don't Change That Dial. I'll have to.
I don't know
I'll
if it
have
is.
to watch it more than once because I'll have to watch it to see if it is, or Jack can watch it.
I'll watch it. I don't think it's going to be an ep though.
Okay.
You got a good one in number 3.
Yeah.
Not a good movie.
No, a good episode.
Yeah.
That's L.A.
Yep. Welcome to LA.
That's the one I bought tickets to go see Freddie Got Fingered.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. You probably
Daddy, would
helped
you like some
contribute to their box. A
sausage?
lot of people probably helped contribute to their box office doing that shit.
Because the only people who wanted to see Freddie Got Fingered weren't fucking old enough to go see Freddie Got
You made it a rated R movie for fucking 12 and 13-year-olds. That's very Tom Green.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's kind of right up his alley.
But
Making
so
a porno for toddlers. With adults.
this is Ape explaining to George what a woman is. Because apparently there are no women monkeys.
Well, they're different species.
I understand,
so
but like I feel like he would.
I
he's,
guess
he's
there
like
are no-
explaining what
yeah.
a woman is, not just a woman of. He says like she's the female of your species, but he's like also explaining what a female is,
yeah,
which is
but
kind of confusing.
she looks different, and then
Well, he's confused by her breasts.
yes,
Yeah, he is.
So-
So am I.
I'm usually confused by breasts.
I love him, but I still don't get him.
Wait, you're just supposed to slap them around like a cat?
Do I twist these like a fucking radio?
Tuning in Tokyo here.
They're not
But
detachable.
George is like, wait, what was that?
They're not detachable.
I have definitely said that before to somebody.
I've heard it, not to me, but I've heard females tell me like, I gotta tell this guy, like, stop it. They're not
I
detachable.
thought you were gonna say like you'd heard it. Like it wasn't to me. I was in the room.
I was in the corner smoking a Marlboro Red. I ripped the filter off and put it backwards, and I was
Oh,
watching
I thought
them
maybe it
go
was
to
like you were like a
town.
Fargo sex situation where you're like all in the same hotel room. You know, Steve Buscemi and
Uh-huh.
Peter Stormare both banging out hookers in the same hotel room.
Fuck yeah.
Uh-huh.
Not detachable.
I was just watching Fargo the other day, so I can't get Peter
Holy
Stormare
shit,
out
I
of my
think
head.
it's Marissa Tomei who I'm kind of half quoting there. Because isn't she in What Women Want
Oh, I
Possibly.
wouldn't know.
with Mel Gibson?
I know Mel Gibson.
And he can read
that's-
her thoughts, and while they're hooking up, he's just doing everything wrong. She's like, "Oh, lied about the grande," because he's got a tiny penis. And then he's like, "What are you trying to do? You're trying to tune a radio?" And she's not saying this; she's thinking it, but he
Yeah.
can hear it. Yeah. Anytime Mel
I
Gibson's
saw
bad in
it.
bed, I know it's real.
I saw it. I watched it with my parents.
I like it. Even with fucking Helen Hunt, I like as an actress, but she's not hot. She-
I couldn't tell
the
you.
cutest that she's ever looked is
Twister?
Twister with that white tank top and a little bit of mud on her and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
She's in the one with Jack Nicholson, right?
yeah.
As good as it
as
gets.
good
I
as it
just made
gets.
him
Yep.
watch that
We
last
just
year.
watched. We
Phenomenal rom com.
Well, so back to back, we
You
did.
make me want to be a better person.
Back to back,
Yeah.
we did the two that I always get confused because they're from the same era and they both have Jack Nicholson. It was
As good as it
As
gets.
Good as It Gets, and
What about Schmidt?
No. the one where
with
he's
Diane
Keaton.
Something's got to give.
Yes,
Something's
something's
Gotta
got to give.
Because I remember liking Something's Got to Give and not liking As Good as It Gets. We
Ugh,
watched them back to
Flip
back,
it, dude.
and I was wrong. I was like,
yeah.
I mean, As Good or Something's Got to Give was fine. It was a good rom com. It had its like sweet moments, but it wasn't nearly as funny as Good as It Gets.
Something's got to give as good as it gets.
And what color would that be? I mean, come on.
People that speak in metaphors can shampoo my crotch.
I literally always got them confused because I'm like, yeah, the one with Diane Keaton where he's got the gay neighbor and the dog's there. And I'm like, no, those are two totally different movies.
Cuba Gooding Jr. and Greg Kinnear.
Yes. Greg Kinnear is the one I couldn't remember because that's his actual neighbor. Cuba Gooding Jr. is just his boyfriend, right? He
Yes.
doesn't live there.
Who pretty
Well,
much
His
no, he
boyfriend
doesn't
and his
abandon him. All
business
friends
partner.
abandoned him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
But anyway, so
Not this movie.
that's when George is like asking, he's like, wait, so we're not related? And he's like, well, I mean, in a manner of
Kinda.
speaking, we're both part of the primate family. So then
Brother.
when he introduces himself to Ursula, he's like, I'm George Primate. This is Ape Primate.
That's right. Mr. Primate was my father. Please call me George Primate.
And there's a thing with, so basically during all this stuff, we just brush over this real quick. It's them getting to know each other, but also Thomas Hayden Church, the goons, Kwame, and the guides,
The porters.
leading them, trying to find Ursula.
Uh-huh.
And this is when we meet George's dog, who's
Shep.
an
He's
elephant,
the goodest gray boy doggo named Shep.
who eats peanuts.
Yes, he does.
Dogs
Not
love
well
peanuts.
digested.
Oh God, that's right. Oh, I was sickened by that.
That wasn't even the when the elephant takes a piss.
And that's what it really looks like, dude.
Oh yeah, when
I
he's
was very disappointed that
like,
we
not
didn't
in
get
the
to
treehouse,
see.
not in the treehouse.
I was very disappointed that we didn't get to see the elephant piss on Sven Thorson and his friends at the end of this movie.
Fucking shocks Fennel Thorson shows up.
Right?
I was,
Are you
I was,
fucking
so I
kidding?
was delighted, but at the same time, I saw him and I was like, "That's Fennel Thorson. Makes sense."
Yeah, yeah. We need a general Eastern European style goon.
What did we just? Oh, Hunt for Red October.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was
I
in
mean,
that.
he doesn't have any lines in that. He has one line in this. He doesn't have any lines in Hunt for Red October. I don't believe.
Quick and
he's
the
just
Dead?
he's a Russian guy, but I've been noticing him in so many movies, like hey, there's
If
that
you're
guy.
listening and you don't know who Fennel Thorson is, you're gonna look at you're gonna Google him and be like,
Go watch
oh my God,
Mallrats.
I know him in everything.
Yeah, Mallrats would be one that I think a lot of people would know because he has a character in that.
Yeah.
Also,
Running
Abraxas,
Man.
Guardian of the Universe,
Yep.
obviously a household film.
Uh-huh. Everyone's got a copy. Of course they don't.
Well, you can get it now. Shout Factory released it.
Just because I can get it doesn't mean I should. It's like
You
an
should.
STD.
It's fucking wonderful.
I can go out there and get chlamydia. I'm not gonna.
It's not.
No one
wonderful.
ever said chlamydia was wonderful.
The only person who's ever said chlamydia and like delightful in the same sentence is that guy from Waiting.
Was the guy that cured it?
The guy from Waiting. That's like chlamydia. That's kind of a beautiful word. I want to name my daughter chlamydia.
Please don't. It's not gonna go.
I love
well.
you, Monty.
So I know that Elephant is supposed to play, or supposed to be a dog, but why does he bark?
Because he thinks he's a dog.
They don't have dogs.
George had a dog with him and it died, and it came back as an elephant.
They just didn't mention
It
it.
got
in the-
reincarnated.
They didn't
Dude.
mention it in the animated intro because it's too sad.
Yeah.
Back to his theory about the pull a string and the dog says woof woof.
There you go.
Ape is just like, listen, he thinks you're his dog. Get this noise right.
Or
And
it's
the
that
elephant's
stupid
like, "Got
fucking
it."
movie you guys were trying to describe to me where the dog couldn't find another dog body. And he's like, I guess I'll just take over this elephant.
It's a dog's purpose, but he's like, oh, there's no more dog bodies left.
It's this or a snake, and nothing is more terrifying than a snake barking. I promise you this. You hear a snake growl, dude, you are out of here.
Like, fetch. And everybody's just running. I mean, people are running from this elephant, but you can see it coming.
The snake comes back with the stick inside of it, like it's swallowing it. I can barely slither bark. That was rough.
I guess we're going to play fetch. I guess we're going to finish playing fetch later when you shit that stick out.
Oh, I can just bleh,
I'm sorry, how's that go?
bleh. You never thrown up a whole stick before?
No.
Oh,
So,
you haven't
I
lived,
mean-
sister.
Never
Ah,
mind.
don't you start with that.
Anyway, this is another kids movie.
Dude,
We
I
don't need
know.
to turn
I'm
this
like,
into
we-
pornography.
here we are, whatever.
Hey, I said never mind.
We're like, what, 40 minutes in, and we just now got a dirty, dirty joke in a kid's movie. We're doing better, Derek.
We are doing better. We're not talking about felching. It's fine.
well, now we
Now
are.
So this elephant is mostly CG,
Mm-hmm.
but it is based on a real elephant, as I said. I think the only times we see the real elephant are like
When they're on it.
scenes when it's sitting perfectly still.
Yeah.
Well, when they're writing it.
Yeah, no, that's mostly CG too, because they're
No.
writing it. It's like galloping at
No,
full
the
force.
No.
writing is not.
When it's like the just married, they are on the
at
elephant.
the very end of the movie.
And then
Oh,
there's
I was
another
thinking
time
about coming
where
up
they're
here.
just walking around.
I
and
know
they're
which
on
one.
the
coming up here
elephant.
when they're like running through the field.
Oh,
You were
no.
thinking of the Taming the T-Rex scene.
But there's also an elephant puppet.
Okay.
There's scenes with, and it's just like the head, because there's scenes when George is interacting with a head, and this is definitely not a real elephant, but it's definitely
So that's
not
probably how
CG.
when she got picked up by it.
Yeah.
That's probably the
that
part
would,
of the puppet.
that would make sense.
It's
I mean, that's actually, it's a trained movie elephant,
Yeah.
so it could easily just pick her up too.
She might have been scared.
Nah, not Leslie.
I'm not gonna have that elephant touch me.
She's got almost like a baby voice.
It's very.
It's nice to
Uh,
meet you, George.
Sometimes, but then other times it's like if baby was also an angry Jewish mother or an angry Italian
Hey,
mother.
you know what?
You know what? That's
I'd watch that. I'd watch Baby Jewish Mama. Coming this fall to Fox. Nope, just kidding. AVC.
No. Walt won't allow that.
He's frozen still. He's waiting for the big war.
Oh no, they unfreeze his head for certain questions, especially ones pertaining to the Jewish.
Sir, should we have a cartoon called Baby Italian Mama? Nope. Put me back.
Should we have a cartoon called Baby Jewish Mama? Make her Italian. Freeze me. Freeze me.
Put me back in.
So then we meet Tuki Tuki.
Tookie, tookie.
Cute little bird.
Ooh, Tuki Tuki.
Yeah.
I did not remember that was from this movie, but as soon as it said it, I was like, I've heard this in my mind for years.
Okay.
Tuki Tuki.
So you have seen
I've seen
some
this movie.
George
I saw this movie when I was a kid. I saw
Gotcha.
it like when it came out.
It was probably like at your grandparents' house back in Ohio. And
No, you want to hear a depressing story about that?
Always.
No.
Oh, we had different interactions.
We went to visit my grandmother as she was sick and about to pass away.
So far, so good.
I remember the thing I remember is sitting at her house. I was watching Mighty Joe Young. My parents came in and were like,
Dude, is that the last thing your grandma saw?
she didn't see it. I
Oh,
was in a
thank
different
God.
room. I went in and I talked to her. I went out and I was watching Mighty Joe Young with my little brother. My parents came in and they were like, your grandma's dead. And I was like, cool. I
Yeah.
guess this is forever associated with Mighty Joe Young now.
Well, good news is like it's Mighty Joe Young's an amazing movie, so you're not missing out. Like at least you didn't die to Batman.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm never watching that again.
Yeah. I'll always think of that when I think of monkey movies. You talk about Congo, I'm like, oh, my grandma died.
Sorry to laugh. It's just such a weird. Want to watch Congo? My grandma's dead. I don't know if that's yes or no. Thank you for this information. Is it pertinent?
Anything with a puppet monkey.
Ugh.
Did you want to watch Jurassic Park? I am right-handed. Huh?
What?
So the Tuki Tuki bird delivers jungle news. Basically, he's George's bat
Zazu.
signal.
He's
Yeah.
Zazu from
Well,
Lion
it's
King.
Yeah.
what is it called? It's the
Bongogram.
Bongogram.
Bongograms are like that communicate stuff, but like Tuki Tuki comes to him and he's like, hey, this monkey's getting picked on. Hey, this shit's going on. Hey, like he also flies from presumably somewhere in the Congo to San Francisco in like 24 hours, which is pretty impressive for a toucan.
I think so. It's that beak, dude.
Look, I am not a biologist, but I'm going to say that that's impossible.
It's definitely going to be impossible for this bird. Maybe some sort of albatross.
I mean, albatross, not 24 hours though.
No, not 24 hours.
I don't even think you can get a plane.
You
from
strap
the
a
Congo
rocket
San
to that
Francisco
bird,
in
though.
24
I'd like to
hours.
see what happens.
I would like to see what happens if you strapped a rocket to a toucan.
I'd like to take a peek at strapping a rocket to that Tuki Tuki.
Only if this toucan is voiced by Gilbert Gottfried.
Ah!
But I did kind of have a moment of like, wow, these monkeys are about to have a real horrible life because the monkeys are picking on little monkey
It's a capuchin.
because he's a runt.
Yeah.
He's the runt of the litter, even though he looks the same size as the rest of them.
Uh-huh.
But they're mean to him. They're picking on him. So George sets this thing up for the lion to come and attack him, and then he to the lion. It scares him away, and all the other monkeys are like, "Oh shit,
And
you're so
then
cool."
the lion winks.
The lion winks. However, cut to the future when these monkeys are hanging out and a lion is coming to attack him, and one of them is like, "This works." Dead. That monkey's been eaten.
It's a separate lion. Oh, I know how to fend off lions. My little buddy taught me this.
I understand that George is friends with this
Chomp.
lion, but he also was just fighting this lion that wanted to eat people. You're not going to stop a lion that wants to eat something.
Oh, hungry lion's a dangerous lion, friendo.
Yeah, exactly. It could be the same lion. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The monkey's like, "Meow," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm eating you.
Yeah.
Thank you for not running."
Put some perfume on their shoes, dude. That lion will eat you all day.
This little tiny monkey doesn't give me a lot of calories. I'm
sardine
glad I don't
oil.
have to chase it.
Thanks for making yourself presentable. Ooh, dinner and a show.
Let's just say the whole tribe of monkeys or whatever they're called, clan. I don't know.
I do know
Pod?
it. It's a parliament.
I think
That's
it is a
awesome.
parliament.
No.
A murder of
Sorry,
monkeys.
murder of
Parliament is
crows.
owls,
Okay.
and Congress is either baboons or monkeys.
Congress, I think,
Congress.
is baboons.
Okay. I had a
And I'm
website I
pretty sure
looked
that
up
it-
one day where like it's all those things, and it's amazing.
Oh, God damn it. I was a guest on a trivia show a little while back called Shut Up and Drink. And one of the questions was about what a group of giraffes is called.
Oh,
and I
you
can't
see,
remember if it
my
was,
brain wants to say herd, but that'd be wrong.
I can't remember if it was the correct answer because it was 4 options and one of them wasn't true. And I can't remember if it was the one that wasn't true or one of the ones that was, but a kindergarten was in there
Uh-huh.
and a gang was in there. But a
It-
kindergarten of giraffes, a kindergarten of monkeys? I don't know.
A gang of giraffes is just comical. Like you can't say that straight laced.
So it's nothing exciting. It's either cartload, tribe, or troop.
Let's go with of gorillas.
Monkeys.
Of monkeys. Troop.
Troop. All
Troop
right.
sounds better.
Okay, so a lion eating a troop of monkeys
So much better than
is
a group.
is much like me eating a plate of wings. Like I'm mostly satisfied, but I will be hungry again soon.
I'm gonna
I
eat
just-
again.
I found a fun one.
Give it to me, Mama.
A group of apes is a shrewdness.
A shrewdness? Who the fuck is coming up with this crap?
English professors with nothing better to do.
There's a shrewdness of apes, and they're coming to rip our arms off.
That ape was awfully shrewd. You know what? It's just shrewdness.
I already wrote it down. You can't change it.
And then
Everyone's
last
mad.
one,
Hey, Al, quit fucking naming things so stupid. I wrote it down. We don't have erasers yet.
and I just saw it's an army of frogs. Just because it was there.
Oh no, Derek, there's an army of frogs headed for us.
That is a movie I will watch. There's a movie called Frogs. I wonder if there's an army of frogs in that.
Well, there has
I've
to
never
be
seen it.
because that's what it's called.
With the frog in your throat right now.
Hey, have you guys ever heard of Patreon?
I think I have.
Yeah, I think it's like a royal guard.
It's that maybe, but also it's a website where podcasters and other creators can get people to give them money for making their product.
You mean
Go
we
on.
can get paid for this?
Kind of. For a mere $3 a month, you, loyal listener, can feed or get drunk a starving podcaster.
I feel like we need some like Sarah McLachlan behind this kind of. I will remember you.
I almost did with arms wide open. I was like, that's not the song.
That's how you get people to not give you money.
So check it out. Patreon.com/worstpeople. That's WORSE. $3 a month. You get access to exclusive episodes. Find us, love us, support us. Thank you. This is when we get George talking about a stirring of special feelings.
Yeah, you're getting a
About-
boner.
He got his
Ursula.
first boner.
Yeah, he's got a boner. And I love because the ape looks at him like, he kind of looks at him and then looks down and looks back up. And I'm like, that's a joke for the parents.
Yeah. Friend of the show, Wes, was just saying he rewatched Shrek, and Farquaad definitely gets a boner as soon as it shows Fiona in the mirror. He looks down and goes, huh, and then
That's
looks back
because
up at the
Shrek
mirror.
is not a children's movie.
Exactly.
Shrek is a pornographic piece of shit.
I've always
it's
said Shrek
fuckwad.
was.
Like it's not Farquaad, it's
Yeah.
fuckwad.
I fucking hate Shrek.
I like the first Shrek. I think the first Shrek is good, and I'll rewatch it. It's trash after that.
All the others are trash.
yeah, every
You know
other
what?
one after
I
that is
think I
trash.
liked the first one when it came out, but as a later viewing, I realized I hated it. Also, once I learned that it was supposed to be Chris Farley, and
Yeah, give me that world.
Michael Myers stole it and redid everything after that, I was like, yeah, I don't care
Well,
anymore.
Chris Farley died.
Yeah, that's great.
But it was still.
He had already recorded the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They just redid it with Mike Myers so he could be like, look at me, I'm doing a bunch of voices. I'm a piece of shit.
Yep.
I don't know why that was my Mike Myers voice. It was a little bit Irish, a little bit Scottish, a little bit shithead.
So see.
There you go.
Perfect.
There's not much of Mike Myers I enjoy beyond Wayne's World and maybe the first Austin Powers.
Swing. Wayne's World 2.
Well,
Okay,
that's what I mean, like,
the Wayne's
the
World.
first, I guess the first Austin Powers is about as far as I go.
Yeah.
I remember liking the second one when it came out, but even thinking about it now makes me a little nauseous. So,
What do you think about So I Married an Axe Murderer?
well, that's
That's
before.
That's good Mike Myers.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is
saying-
great Mike Myers.
Up,
When-
up until Austin Powers and Somebody an Axe Murderer is good. Mike Myers.
I think it's top notch Mike
you know
Myers.
what I just recently learned. He tried to write Garth out of Wayne's World
Oh, fuck you.
when they first did the script for the movie. He didn't include him at all,
Wow.
That's a
and
piece of
basically
shit
Lorne
move.
Michaels was like, yeah, it's Wayne and Garth. You fuck. I don't know why I'm doing George Lucas
because he's a producer and executive.
His voice is very similar. It's Wayne. It's
It's
Wayne
good-
and Garth. You fuck.
It's Wayne and Garth, you fuck.
Do Louisiana.
No,
Or- 'cause he's
he's lived in New York long enough.
Yeah,
he's New York.
he's lost that. He lost that a while ago. How you gonna get rid of Garth, dude? He's got like some of the best jokes in that. Take me, Garth. Where I'm low on gas and
The
you
movie
need a
would be
jacket."
trash without fucking Dana Carvey.
Absolutely.
I mean, like Mike Myers is funny, but without Dana Carvey, it's nothing because it's
Yep.
just Mike Myers looking at the camera going, "Ah, Pizza Hut."
Spot on, Wayne, dude. Sum up Wayne's World for me. Oh, look at the camera, Pizza Hut.
That might have been the second one.
Yeah,
But
no, it was
still.
the first one. They
Was
do
the
those-
first one?
They do those
Okay.
great ads, dude.
Normally, when I watch them,
I just don't
they're
feel
back to
like,
back, so it's hard to.
Sometimes people sell out, and that's just sad.
And they're all like decked out in like tennis gear.
Garth, I don't want to hear it. You're giving me a headache. Take 2 of these. New print, little, yellow, different. It's the
Okay.
best ad placement ever because it's totally ripping on it, makes fun of it in such a way that you don't even mind that it's like, look
It's-
at this in your face Pizza Hut.
Yeah, and it was a similar, and it was probably because what came? When did Wayne's World come out? 92.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so it was before Happy Gilmore then, because that was like 95.
Yeah.
It's similar to the Subway, like. When I'm playing golf, I love Subway, whatever the fucking commercial is. And
Yeah.
he like, swings the sandwich into the dude's mouth.
Dude, how much would it cost if someone to swing a sandwich into my mouth?
I'll do it for free.
All right. She's gonna get
Subway?
a foot long and treat it like a baseball bat.
A Subway sandwich, though,
No,
they're
I'm gonna
swinging,
spike
not
it
only
into
are
your
they
mouth.
swinging a sandwich at you with a golf club, but then the sandwich is mostly made of sugar and artificial ingredients.
Yep. Diabetes.
Subway sandwich bread is not considered bread in other countries.
Their vegetables are chemically treated to make them last longer. Subway's trash.
No, it's literally, at least in Ireland, they're not allowed to call it bread.
Good for them. It's not fucking bread. You didn't drink when you made it. If you don't drink when you make bread, you didn't make bread.
Yeah.
So at some point, Thomas Hayden Church, to get back to this movie, is trying
Oh
to
yeah.
use his Swahili phrase book to talk to these guides, and I didn't write it all down because I was trying to write some of it, but went by really quickly. But it's something about like, ladies, I know you're feeling pretty about the sailor,
But if you just let me buy a bowl of fried clams, we'll all feel sick in the morning.
yeah, I know that.
Something like
I was
that.
thinking chowder, but clams might have
Yeah,
been
I
why
think it was.
thought
It
chowder.
definitely
was
was something
clams.
fried.
Okay.
He's like, I know you're all feeling this, but if you will allow me to order some fried clams, we'll all feel like diarrhea in the morning.
But it is a great moment because even Kwame, Richard Roundtree, is like, they only speak Swahili, and he does that, and then he starts, the other guy, the Max, starts trying to negotiate with them in English about
50,
money.
50, whatever they're.
Yeah, and then he's like, how about 100? And even fucking Richard Roundtree's like,
Huh?
what the fuck, these
You speak
motherfuckers speak
English?
English?
I only learned this phrase.
I can debate about money. I only learned this phrase, and then
And
the
to
preceding one
explain
to explain it.
Really? Okay.
Monday?
That's a very good. That's the early Family Guy.
That's
when
early
they
Family
were really
Guy.
very good.
Good jokes.
There was a moment where I laughed to myself because I think I might have told her, and she was like, "Yeah, it's funny." Because
The wife
Ursula
laugh.
is like lost in the wilderness with a jungle man, and I was like, "And here I am, lost in the wilderness with a Leslie man," and she's like,
Solid. That's solid fucking work right there, dude. You didn't like that? Huh.
I gave him.
That's a wife laugh. That's not a good laugh.
And then he's trying to seduce her under this waterfall to a weird remix of Mr. Bombastic.
Yeah, but it starts as like it's let's get it on. And all of a sudden it's like I'm Mr. Bombastic, I'm fantastic. Let's be on the butt of Mr. Roll.
The only good song Shaggy's ever made. It's probably not good, but it's been in my life so long that I can't help but jam to it when it comes on.
Yeah, it's his best. I can't even come close to
Because I mean,
arguing.
It Wasn't Me is just annoying, and I don't know any other songs.
Girl, you're my angel. Give me anal in the morning.
That one's fine.
Just put it between your butt cheeks and you leave me.
Put it between your butt cheeks and your knees.
No, when you
And then
leave
you-
me. Yeah, like let's have some anal and get the fuck out.
Oh, like he's got really saggy balls.
We're talking about fucking Buffalo Bill. Just put it between your thighs when you fucking love me.
I'd fuck me.
Would you boombastic me? I'd boombastic me. I'd shaggy the shit out of me.
But this seduction does not work. She thinks maybe he's having a seizure or something. So Ape gives George a book called Coffee, Tea, or Me, which is apparently a pickup book.
Yeah, what was the line he gave?
That's what's a nice girl like you doing on a plane like this? And he is fucking rolling in
I
laughter.
wanted to hear like 5 really bad ones.
Yeah.
I was really hoping he'd keep going.
Hey, do you play the trumpet? Because you're making me horny. Are you from another planet? Because that ass is out of this world.
Oh.
Are those pants
Did
a
it
mirror?
hurt
Because I can see myself
I can
in them.
see myself, yeah. Did what hurt?
when you fell from heaven?
Ooh.
Did you just call me a fallen? Are you calling me Satan?
Mm-hmm. Fallen angel, yeah. You're the devil. Do you want to hook up later?
Yes.
You're the devil. Would you tie me up and hurt me?
I'm just saying the
Yes.
devil would be dynamite in the sack.
I know.
Jesus give you that weird hand job when it's through the hole.
I mean, it's good enough for Saddam Hussein. So,
Ah, come on, guy. I do butt stuff.
so then there's like a dance scene.
Sure. I mean, we're dragging this movie is trying to reach 90.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
they're-
92.
you're adding stuff. The cartoon made it 92.
And I will say, I enjoyed I did mostly enjoy watching this. It's not like my favorite thing I've ever watched, but it was mostly fun.
But I do think
when I looked it up afterward, because I didn't pay attention to the runtime while we were watching it, and I looked up the runtime afterward, I was like 92 minutes. It felt longer than that.
I do think you nailed it though, that this is like, you have to put it on for nieces, nephews, kids, whatever, and you're not mad at it being on.
Yeah,
Because you get to glance at Brendan Fraser, you get to hear John Cleese talking. The narrator's pretty funny overall.
you get to watch
Leslie
Brendan
Mann's not
Fraser
bad.
step out of that shower completely nude
Yes.
and glistening.
Woo!
That was my favorite part.
I bet.
Yeah.
I like her friend. Like, dude, you're really into him. Like, no. Well, can I have him?
No.
We
Like,
talk
fuck.
about
She changed the subject. She's like, hold on, we gotta think about what we're doing later. Put your fucking vagina away.
and that friend, by the way,
She returns for the
She can
sequel.
get it.
yeah, Betsy Kelly Morocco. Her two most known for roles were this and George of the Jungle 2.
Not a good sign.
No,
If this
So I
is your
stopped.
if this is your most known, sure, that's
Yeah.
fine. If number 2 is your second most known, you fell off the rails.
That's why I went to her IMDb and didn't click see all. I was
Yeah.
like, got it.
Yeah, she might have an episode of Renegade, season 4, episode 3.
Is she on Friends? Oh, is she in Beauty and the Beast?
Who isn't?
That's another one we had to start watching.
But we joke a lot, and I mean, we're not being insincere about sexy men.
Yeah,
Jack and I are not gay, but we can appreciate a sexy
I appreciate
man.
the fuck out of Beauty.
But this is a different level. When Brendan Fraser walks out glistening later on in this movie, I was
Okay.
just like, well, maybe.
So you're hitting the three things that make a male body look nice and good, right? You're toned and ripply. You are tan as can be, without being spray tanned, or it doesn't look it, and you are glisteningly moist.
Hey,
You
I've
are
got-
coming
I've
out of the
got one
shower.
Of those three going on because it's summer in Tucson.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, but I didn't just come out of the shower wet.
No, I'm just wet walking
just-
outside.
I'm covered in sweat.
He was delicious and
Yeah.
tan.
Yeah,
And
this-
like I said, he had a 12-pack.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Dude, I think we're right about here. It doesn't matter. When the mom and her are talking, like she's in the limo, Brendan Fraser's like on top of the limo. Okay, so the mom's like, did you come down with anything? Did you get one of those viruses? How's your temperature? Smacks her head. She's like, I feel fine. How's your tongue? It's pink. How's your... And she's like, regular? Is she talking about her vagina or her poop?
I think she means her. I took it as period. She's probably
Yeah.
talking about her shit.
Okay.
No, that
it's
makes
just
sense
this moment's
now.
like, how's your...
Because it's like
my
worried
vagina?
about-
My
worried about-
vagina is great. Thank you.
It's like a worry about getting a virus in another country, or like what do they call it, Montezuma's revenge in
Yeah,
Mexico.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
there you
sure
go.
that's not
I
racist.
didn't even think of shit though. My first thought was, "How's her period?"
That was my thought,
That was my
too.
first thought, and then I was like, "Oh, butt stuff." But
Yeah.
yeah, the first thing is like, "How's your menstruation?"
Yeah,
It's none of your business, is what it is.
yeah, and that's right where we are. I mean, basically, all we get is Lyle accidentally shoots George because the guide gives him the gun. We didn't mention he has a gun that's a lighter.
Yeah.
But he also has a gun that's the exact same gun, but it's a gun.
It's a
Well, the
pearl
other guy
handle.
had it, yeah.
Saturday Night Special, baby.
And this is like what, one shot?
Did he
you
shoot
could
him
put
in
5
the
or
head?
6 in there. Yeah, it grazed him, but this is a 22, maybe a 25. This is a little feller. Like, I'm not saying you'd survive a shot to the head with it, but you got to get. This is why it's Saturday Night
George
Special.
would survive a shot to the head with it because George isn't even phased by running into
He has
trees.
been training this cranium, dude. His cranium is so thick now.
This is, speaking of Happy Gilmore, this is Adam Sandler training for hockey. Standing in front of
364 more days till Vine season, dude. Gotta tough it up. Saturday Night Special 22 caliber is a small little like this one. And what assassins like to do is they would get real close to you and use it because it could enter, but it wouldn't exit. If you use like a 45, there's
Okay.
a chance it goes through and through, and you
And
might
then-
miss vital organs. 22 will get in there and just fucking scramble shit
Yeah.
because it doesn't have
Okay.
enough velocity to leave.
That's why people who talk shit about 22s are insane.
Yeah.
That's the most painful way to die.
22 is a good gun. Like if it doesn't shoot straight, it's because you didn't do it. You know,
And that's most of what I spent my life shooting because when we went
it
shooting.
was cheap.
Well,
I
nothing
live
about
in
me is
Arizona. We
straight.
go shooting. That's a thing
Yeah.
for people who don't live in Arizona. But like when I was a kid, that's what my brother and I mostly got to shoot because it's cheap. Like you said, the bullets are cheap, but also it's a gun that a kid can handle.
Yes, there is. I mean, no recoil to this shit.
No, I mean
The first gun I fired was a Colt 44.
my dad had
you
a,
lost your virginity to a fucking porn star, is what you just said.
I did. It was down on the farm in Iowa.
But so Lyle gets arrested, goes to prison in a usual suspects scene.
I like the lineup too. It's like, let's see if we can pick this guy to the usual
I
suspects.
don't know.
And it is all native African people to this jungle. I mean, we got people dressed up like tribesmen and whatnot.
Hey,
and then
you have a little person.
you have a little person. No, too short. No, he's too tall. Wait a minute. I think that's him.
And they're all laughing too because
I'll
it's
never
the white
forget a
dude.
face. Yeah. I like these guys ripping the whole like they're laughing the whole time. Oh, very, very early, he's like, all right, guys, tell them to shake a leg. And Roundtree says something in Swahili and they all pick up their legs and shake it. I was like, yeah, I get it. I like it.
That gave me a fun little.
It's a chuckle. I'm not saying it made me laugh. Like I didn't Jar Jar Binks it.
They obviously had a good time with Leslie Mann. Like even when she's doing her like video and Richard Roundtree is recording and she's like, this is and he's like banyan tree. You know? They're having a good time because she's nice.
Because she's
Yeah.
adorable.
As soon as Thomas Hayden Church shows up and is like, black people, they're like, oh, this guy?
All she wanted was an adventure. All he wanted was to colonize.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you said it earlier. Here's some cigars, now give me land. No
Yeah.
big deal.
You're too stupid to understand that you're supposed to get money for land. They're like, no, this is clearly 1994. Go fuck yourself.
And I like the two goons are like, we're getting this talking ape because they see him talk.
This is our meal ticket.
And I like Max, I think, is the one that's like, what does Siegfried and Roy have? And Thor's like, sequins?
Exactly. First we get the sequence, then we get the ape, then we get the women.
There you go.
I think
That's
it's the
plan.
ape and then the sequins.
Okay, first we get the ape, then we get the sequence, then we get the power, then we get the women.
And you know what? Ape is not opposed to being a showman.
Did you?
No.
Yeah, maybe did you try asking him?
Exactly.
Maybe let him know, like, hey, dude, we're gonna take you to Vegas, and you're gonna wear a sequence like lounge singer suit and sing Frank Sinatra.
See,
Yeah,
I
songs.
think they just wanted to sell him
they're,
and
they're,
not.
they're trying to King Kong him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to make partners.
They
You know
wanted
You
what?
to
should have done. You
Grogu-
should have Backstreet Boyed him.
Grogu.
Exactly.
What was that? What was it?
Not Grogu.
Grogon?
Gorgon.
Gorgon.
Gorgo.
Gorgo. They wanted to Gorgo him.
Gorgo, me old mate.
Yeah, Gorgo, King Kong, same thing.
Same thing.
Different creatures, same story.
King Kong never had Wheelie Punchy, the game that drunk friends play. Try and turn that wheel, I'm
Well,
gonna punch
King
you
Kong
in the
also
face.
didn't have fake Steven Seagal. So.
That's true.
Let's play Wheelie Punchy,
Or
Jack.
me, Jesse the Body Ventura. Kinda.
But yeah, so George is in San Francisco now, and he's clearly uncomfortable. Like he likes being in the limo, but as soon as they're on the balcony,
Back
he-
to
you
Crocodile Dundee. It's the same thing. He's loving that limo. He's like, I don't know what all these buttons do. Here's some loud music. Here's some fan
could,
in
yeah,
my
fish
face.
out of water thing.
Yeah. And yeah, then after that, he's like, what you said earlier, though, now all of a sudden he's like, good acoustic sound carry, good here. Also, I love you, and I'd like to make sweet, passionate love to your vagina with my mouth. What? George fuck good.
I do like when he's doing his Tarzan call, and the neighbors are like, "Shut the fuck up!"
This is San Francisco. Have a little fucking tact.
Speaking of it being in San Francisco, George puts on Leslie Mann's dress.
Ooh, nice bud
He
flower.
looks so good at it.
It looks
though.
great.
I love the shopping
Well, and the
scene.
hair, he's got the
He's got
top
the little half
ponytail
pony.
with scrunchies, like
You
different
know what?
scrunchies.
It's
in
a
it.
pretty progressive joke for a 1997 movie.
Yeah.
Is him in the dress, and,
And the
there's
narrator.
there's no gay joke. There's no whatever.
Nope.
It's literally talking about Leslie Mann being of a conservative nature regarding gender roles.
Yeah, nothing else. Not like, oh, we got to get this dude to quit dressing like a chick.
Yeah, like people are gonna think he's gay. No,
Yeah.
it's just like, well, men are supposed to wear suits, ladies are supposed to wear
And the
dresses
joke wasn't-
because she's a wasp, and that's
The
Yeah.
joke wasn't like, huh, dude, dress up like a chick. It's like, this guy doesn't know dresses are for women.
yeah,
He sees a flap and he's like, that's for me.
yeah, exactly.
I thought flaps only covered your crotch and your butt. This one has for my nipples. Look at these lovely little straps.
he's got the little fucking blossom hat on.
Can I see something in like a pencil skirt?
I need something tighter to show my figure.
You ain't fucking getting these thighs under control.
No, talk about.
I got hypnotized.
I can see your dick.
Yeah. I am seeing your religion.
And he does have. Oh, he's definitely not circumcised, unless he was before. Like it depends on who his parents are, I guess, because he was an infant when he was lost.
The ape did it.
Yeah, because there's.
Well, I mean, because like
It was the
I was-
60s.
I'm assuming I was circumcised as an infant because I don't remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Spoiler
it's-
alert, America, I'm circumcised. I'm not saving that for the OnlyFans.
I'm gonna keep mine to myself.
But like, I don't know. I don't know how it works in whatever.
if you had a
wherever he's
boy,
from.
if you did have a child and it was a boy, would
I'd
you-
wonder how the hell that happened first.
Right, but it
And
happens.
how you had
Okay.
a boy or how you had a child.
Both.
Would you?
You know how Whitney was saying it rained pollen earlier? Mine's kind of powdery and airborne. Don't breathe.
It's like instant coffee. You just have to add water.
Would you?
An old man who's just like out of it, and then you just got a spray bottle to squirt it down.
Quick, collect it. I would circumcise. No, I personally wouldn't do it. I would get.
No, but you would
yeah,
have
I would
him.
have him circumcised because I am circumcised.
And
I would-
do it.
I'm not good, dude. I'm all fucking shaky over there. Doc, give me a shot of whiskey. Ah.
Wait, we have to do this early in the morning. I can't start drinking that early.
What time are we doing the circumcision? 9. Oh, bars aren't even open yet.
All right, I guess I'll stay up drinking.
I'll stay up drinking. That's the perfect thing. I would have my kids circumcised because I am circumcised and I don't know how to tell that kid how to clean their fucking anteater.
Push it back and
Yeah, all right,
Well,
cool.
you teach them how to clean mushrooms when they're younger.
Yeah.
And they just-
I asked because I was in a conversation with a friend last night.
God.
You- and he was like, you know how you are like your body, your choice? Same for boys. And I was just like, oh, fuck.
Disagree.
I
all
gotta
right.
disagree because if you do decide that's what you want, then you gotta do it as a grown
Yeah,
adult.
disagree. That's a very different thing. Dude, I'm gonna have memories of getting my dick cut now.
All I can say is I'm assuming that being a newborn infant is like existential pain
Yes.
because you're out in the elements now, and there's sun and there's wind and there's all. So like, what's another little bit of pain?
Yeah, yeah. And it's not going to traumatize me as it will like as an adult. I spend the majority of my life keeping pain away from this general area.
Yes.
Like that's why I don't have a piercing down
This
there.
genital area.
Like this genital area. I don't want some guy to come over and I'm going to pay him fucking $100 and just shove a needle through my dick. No, thank you.
I have cigar cutters, and I wouldn't be interested in them being anywhere near my penis.
Yeah.
Well,
No-
your
no,
penis
thank
wouldn't
you.
fit inside the cigar cutter.
Depends on the cigar cutter.
It depends on how much confidence you
what
have.
kind
Some
of cigar
days,
are we trying to cut?
dude, some days you got like a nice big dick energy, like where it's like swelling up. Other days it's a little cold out and you got to grab it by the tip and flick it like a bag of cocaine to get it going.
God,
Like sometimes.
I've never.
where are we? This is George of the Jungle.
Should we just not do kid movies?
We should only do kids movies, apparently.
I'm
We've
just
got
saying-
a niche. We are like Tom Green. We make adult podcasts for children that can't fucking listen to them.
I'm just saying your dick is bigger than a fucking cigar.
Depends on the cigar.
I've seen fat
You
cigars.
get one of those like 52s, like that's-
Woo!
I don't know exactly what the numbers mean. I'm just saying, someone was rambling off cigar numbers to me the other day, and 52 sounds like one of those ones that fucking Winston Churchill's walking around with.
Was it Jay? Was Jay talking cigars?
No, it was some asshole.
But no. So here's what we
Ron
do.
Perlman from Hellboy.
Here's what we do. We get a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger smoking his cigar, right? And then we take another picture of that and Photoshop Derek's dick in of Arnold Schwarzenegger smoking that, and we see which one looks thicker. This is easy. I don't know why I'm getting fought on this.
I haven't fought you yet. Arnold Schwarzenegger can smoke.
I know. I was gonna
George
say something.
of the Jungle is now in the concrete jungle.
Love you,
George
Dad.
saves the guy on the bridge.
George,
we kind
George.
of talked about that. George of the Jungle.
But I do want to go back
Saves
to
the
it
San
because
Francisco
I
skydiver.
am glad that it's him doing it because I was watching it with the roomie and I was like, dude, it may not be him, but somebody is walking up that what is it? That's a part of the suspension.
Yeah.
The
biggest
whatever,
rope
the
bridge he's
suspension
ever
rope.
seen.
Yeah.
Like him doing coffee.
Him
just
jump,
eating
jump, jump,
coffee.
jump, jump, jump,
That
jump,
was
jump,
right
jump,
before
jump,
this.
jump, jump,
He
jump,
sees
jump,
the
jump.
commercial about how coffee makes chicks want to fuck or something.
That's what I want. I'm gonna get coffee and then she's gonna want to do me.
And he is just munching down. And first of all, it's like
Gross.
pre-ground bag coffee. You can keep it.
Yeah.
But him just chugging on this bag of it, and I don't remember this part, so I'm expecting him to like put it in his mouth and be like, "Oh, gross," and spit it out.
Nope.
And he's just munching down. He's like, "This ain't bad."
Yeah. He's eaten ass before.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I
He's
mean,
eating a
I've
gorilla's
chewed on
ass.
some coffee beans, but you throw fucking powdered coffee.
Oh,
in
I've
my
definitely.
mouth?
As soon as you get a
Ugh.
roast, you got to take a bean out and munch on that.
You know, put that powdered coffee in your mouth, though.
You got to munch that bean. It's a kids movie, Whitney.
Yeah, we don't
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Bean.
Anyway, George's dick looks so good. I do like that one chick that sees him naked. She's like, I know what I called him, King of the Jungle.
Yeah.
So is he fucking dangling rope down there?
So my
That's
thing.
what Whitney said, but when Leslie Mann puts this book in front of him to cover his junk, It's pretty high up.
I said he's got a boner, so
It's
it's
a-
sticking
it's,
up.
It's hard, and he's just pushing the book against it, and it's going up.
Oh, she
Yeah.
hauled that book out for him.
Like, or it's like, it's super bad when he's talking about you got to put it up in your waistband.
Oh, we called those the Wanglers because like we used to wear jeans.
Yeah.
So like it was me and Bleep always talk about this. Like you get a boner, dude. You're like, what do? You don't just fucking keep it going down and poking out. You got to go up and under the belt.
Yep.
And hope that no one comes near you for a minute or two. grandmother, peanut butter. baseball.
You know what? I've been on Pornhub recently. Grandmother, peanut butter, baseball. Those are all things that people are jerking off
Dude,
to.
there's
man.
not anything people aren't jerking off to, except maybe Henry Kissinger. Welcome back.
There's some people. Steve Bannon.
Somebody.
Go ahead.
I'm just like, I'm so sorry. It must suck to be a teenage boy.
That wasn't bad.
So
we
haven't
just have to
really-
bleed everywhere.
I mean, I wish
and
I
not
was,
know
I
when
wish
we're
I was
gonna
a
bleed.
teenage boy when there was fucking internet porn. My whole life would have been.
I
maybe worse.
barely was, but I remember my friends.
Sorry,
and I,
this iteration of internet
I remember
porn.
my friends and I like printing out pictures and being like, "Here, you take this one. I'll
I
take
couldn't
that
just
one."
fucking
They're like-
Google.
They're like fucking trading like baseball cards, but that's just printed out photographs
Ew.
of pornography.
I have Pornhub accounts where I have playlists I've curated.
Oh, I've never signed in. I'm too afraid.
Oh no, you're
Same.
fine, dude. You make up a fucking email, something like Satchmo Vel Johnson or something.
Satchmo
Uh,
Val Johnson.
That's my Xbox name is
Good
Satchmo Vel
God.
Johnson.
It's gonna be Your Honor. Wait, not.
Jay Watnick here.
If anybody wants to find Jack on Xbox and
Yeah.
play Destiny with him, Satchmo Val Johnson.
Satchmo Vel Johnson.
Yo.
Or we can play Sea of Thieves. That's not my gamer tag. That's just I made a gamer tag and then I wanted to have my name under it. And eventually I was like, I don't want people to know my name. If you know me, you know me.
Oh,
So,
okay. So
I
it's not
changed
your-
it from my name to Satchmo Vel Johnson. You might be able to find me at Satchmo Vel Johnson on Pornhub.
What's Jack into? Follow.
I always crack up when you're on Pornhub and it's like share button. I'm like, who the fuck is just out there? Well, I guess
Share to me.
I guess that is
I'm assuming the share button is exclusively for Reddit.
there we go. That's probably it. Asked and answered. Thank you.
So George rescues a guy on a bridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then gets swept away on a fucking sail.
Yeah, the guy is he's a parasailer, and his parachute
yeah.
is caught in the suspension ropes here. And as soon as George like frees him, all of a sudden the parachute's like, no, I'm good now, I'm free.
Because we're talking about the Force, and the Force loves a fool. The
Yeah.
Force is like, watch this. I'm
Let
going
me
to take this.
explain this to you guys. The Force.
There's only one way to make sense of this. The Force.
But he lands right on Leslie Mann's boat.
Uh-huh.
This boat captain is doing some work
Yes, he is.
to try to catch George. Watch out for that smokestack to your fucking face.
You got carcinogens in your lungs now.
At the same time, the goons trank Ape and they kidnap him, and he sends Tuki Tuki to fly to San Francisco to get George to come back. And again, children's movie, I get it, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, the travel time from San Francisco to the middle of Africa.
Well, it's played by three birds.
I guess they're doing like a relay, right?
I actually wish the narrative, like, and you wonder why the bird made it in 24 hours. They took turns flying because it's played by three different birds.
But they do kind of explain it in that these goons are taking George away, or Ape away from the treehouse, and they took the sign that says
Shortcut.
Uh-huh.
And the Ape is like, actually it circles 8 mountains 6 times and then goes back to the treehouse.
No, he's just a fucking smart ape. He's trying to throw us off. It is a shortcut, and he's trying to get us to not take it.
It's a double.
It's a double, Doyle and double. And sure as shit, whoop, there's the treehouse.
Yeah.
And
So
George
it
is
makes
back
sense
there
why it
already.
so it was more than one day, because if you're 6 times around a mountain,
I also think it's a kid's movie, and I almost wish they would have done one of those stupid map drawings where it's like,
Yeah.
like showing where he
They
went,
give
like,
us
and
that
then he
for
got
a
lost
split-
for a second.
they give us that for a split second of Tukey, but that's it. We don't get the full Indiana Jones.
It's because somebody was like, nix it.
No ticket.
That makes the movie 92.5 minutes.
I'll have no part of it.
But
It's either that or get rid of the cartoon in the beginning.
but I, mean, I
Don't you
understand.
dare touch my cartoon.
I understand
Exactly.
it's a children's movie, but I did appreciate that there was an explanation. Like, you're walking around a mountain 6 times, it's going to take you a couple days.
Yeah. He even said, he's like, we've been out here for 2 days already.
Because it's not like Tukey flew from the middle of Africa to San Francisco, and then George got back to Africa, and we're talking less, like just a few hours.
This family's rich, dude. They got a PJ, a private jet.
But he ran away from the family. He got on.
They're
fucking,
using the family's
he
PJ.
went to UPS.
Oh, they'll
Yeah.
get you there in a couple days, dude.
I have a note that
FedEx.
says overnight delivery to fucking Africa.
Yeah, you betcha.
I guess
Where do you think Amazon got its name from? This driver was like, we can do this.
He stole Leslie Mann's credit card to pay for that $598 overnight.
Did she give him money? Because when he is touring San Francisco, he's sitting on top of the double decker eating McDonald's.
Well, he has no concept.
You know
of
what's funny?
money or
He doesn't take one bite. As an actor, I was like, there's no way Brendan Fraser's allowed to enjoy
no, because if he
McDonald's
took a
with
bite
that,
of that
body.
burger, flub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instant flub, dude. Years of work down the drain.
It's
You know what?
also
no, they're like you can take a bite of
13
the
hours
burger.
old.
You can take a bite of the burger,
You don't swallow.
but you're not allowed to have water for the next 8 days. So when we get to her engagement party, Ursula.
Yep.
Ursula.
Ursula.
Come in, Ursula.
Did you notice
sex
that?
doll. Wait, what?
The mother calls her Ursula.
Does she? What
Yeah,
a wasp.
she
And it's funny
emphasizes.
the first thing you think of as a 90s child to say Ursula should be Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
The first thing I think of is Super Troopers.
Yep.
I think
Ursula.
of Friends.
Come in, Ursula. You guys drunk?
I love you,
I'm as
Ursula.
sober as a bird. I am drunk.
I love the I'm as sober as a judge. I'm like, that's not very sober.
Yeah. I'm as sober as a Sunday school preacher. You're going to want to get a little more sober than that.
I use sober as a bird all the time. People are like, you sober? And I'm sober as a bird.
Sober as a
What
bird.
the fuck does that mean? I
They're
don't
not
know if
fucking
birds are
sober.
I hope so. They're flying everywhere, dude. If we can't let our pilots fly drunk, they shouldn't be allowed to either.
Well, they do.
Is that why they fly into windows all the time?
yeah.
But pilots or birds?
Oh,
Well, only in 2001 were they flying in the windows.
oh, we are worse people.
Yeah, we are.
And she tells her parents, like, no, I don't want to marry Lyle. I love
Well, you
George,"
have to
or,
anyway.
I'm into George. She doesn't know she's in love with him yet. But yeah,
And
the
we
mom
talked
is
about
like,
it before. The dad's dope as shit. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you don't want to marry him, don't marry him. The mom's like, no. We're money. He's money.
He literally says, we can't force her to marry someone she
Why
doesn't want
not?
to marry.
We do have money.
Why can't we force her to do it? Well, you know this is her wedding. It's not about you. Why is it not about me?
She does get forced to be married later.
Oh,
Yeah.
she does.
I do like at one point the
Did we say that Lyle is actually in prison still in Africa?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we mentioned he was in
He's
prison.
not out yet.
Yeah. I like when she's talking to the mom is talking to the mayor at this
Mhm.
engagement party. And he's like,
Later.
it's so nice to be out of City Hall and around normal people. And she's like, we're perfectly normal in an exceptional way.
Some
fucking
pate? I don't eat that stuff.
Oh, that's how I say my last name from now on.
Pate?
I thought it was Petty. It's Pate.
All the ladies are standing outside these horse stables, ogling fucking Brendan Fraser.
Okay.
as
What
he-
is it
as
with
he
women and
runs with
horses?
But you almost make it sound like it's like them being thirsty. I would be as a guy out there with my arm like on the fence, fist to my face, like look at
Well,
him. He's running with horse.
sure.
It's so fucking majestic.
Sure,
dude.
but also that's you being thirsty. Because even these waspy dudes they don't understand though. They're watching these girls ogle him, and they're like, "What's with women and
Because they
horses?"
don't appreciate beauty. And I'm not even talking about Brendan Fraser. I'm talking about a man running with a horse. That's majestic. That is awesome. If there was a party that I went to that had a stable full of horses, find
I'd
me
be out there
smoking
with a
joints
horse.
at that stable full of horses. I'm not going to be inside with these stuffy guys talking about their IRAs and their fucking 401ks.
I like one of the things with the stuffy guys. Brendan Fraser's in there. He's got his bowl full of fruit that he's
Oh,
collected.
where did you cut your teeth? You know, it's like
But the guy's talking to him about New York or the jungle.
I'm
oh,
yeah,
New York.
Yeah, I spent some time in New York.
But I like he's like, this isn't a good jungle. Nobody has big coconuts. And the guy's like, and Brendan Fraser right back to him.
Exact same laugh.
That was a fun laugh for us.
Unlike Crocodile Dundee, no one's doing a bunch of coke at this party that we can see.
Well, this
on
is San
camera.
Francisco.
This is 1997.
Yeah, true, but there's
San
still
Francisco doesn't mean no cocaine.
yeah.
trust
San
me.
Francisco means cocaine. Almost every era.
Nobody offered me cocaine when I was in San Francisco.
You have a look of someone that already has cocaine.
Nobody asked me for cocaine either.
We were also there for one night and
Yeah.
spent it at a restaurant / place with tons of beer.
All right, so you've had this many entrees and a couple appetizers, and do you want some dessert or cocaine?
I'm gonna guess based on the fact that you ordered the sausage platter, you're not interested in cocaine.
I'm gonna roll out the cocaine cart. It's like a dessert cart, just a bunch of different mirrors with different lines. Here's the Peruvian gold. This is the Wawa white. This one right here is the Cuban crouton.
I
And if
expected
you're-
that when we were in
And
Oregon.
because this would be
Those are
at,
needles.
because this would would be at the beer restaurant we were at. They'd be like, and because I saw you drinking the fruited sour, here's the strawberry cocaine.
This cocaine pairs really well with taking your shirt off and barrel-aged stouts.
And calling people Bubby.
Did you want to?
Hey, Bubby, baby.
Did you want to write Highlander 4 with me right now? Because I've got a plate full of cocaine in 20 hours.
The mom threatens to cut off George's dick.
Yep. She says, "You have spots, my daughter's stripes.
Yeah,
You
stick with your
can't-
kind.
Yeah,
Stick with your kind.
Well,
is what
because
she's
and I
saying.
love her like comparison because it doesn't make sense, but it does in her head. She's like, "Where you come from, leopards marry leopards." I'm like, first of all, animals don't get married.
Yeah.
Elephants marry
They
elephants
fuck.
or whatever. Where I come from, there's stripes and spots. She's a stripe, you're a spot. So
It's classism, dude. We all know it.
Oh yeah.
We seen it before. If she was a real smart, savvy bitch, she would have been like, I want my daughter to marry you, and we are going to fucking parade you across town. The boy that was lost in the jungle that
Yep.
came back. Like, you can make money on this. Book deals,
Yes, you can.
fucking radio shows. Every nerd's going to start a podcast in
Well,
like fucking 20 years.
obviously, he wasn't lost from a wealthy family. Otherwise, she would have known the story, and she would have been like, "Let's keep this dude."
You're saying that
He was
you,
lost from poor people, and she
fuck
doesn't
that.
care.
Poor people can't afford to fly over the goddamn Congo.
Point to Jack.
This would have been what 19.
60
When was he
something?
born?
So it's 94. He's probably about 20
97.
years old. 97. He's probably about 20 years old. So
Yes, I mean, yeah,
87.
airplane tickets in the 70s because he was an infant.
over the Congo.
So in this, but airplane tickets in the 70s were free.
No, they were not.
As long as you got a pack of cigarettes, you can get on that fucking thing.
It kind of doesn't lead to anything because George does leave, but it has nothing to do really with the mom saying
'cause Tookie
he
Tookie
does
found
have
him.
a sad look of like, oh, you don't want me to marry her or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's because Tookie Tookie comes and is like, yo, Ape has been ape napped, and George leaves to save him.
He
It
puts
doesn't
the
have
little
anything to do
crocodile
with-
necklace in her hand.
which is a shark
Which is a
tooth.
shark tooth.
Yeah. But I thought, I was not remembering this movie great. You know, as much as I love this, probably my third, maybe fourth time seeing it. I thought there was going to be a longer point of contention of like, oh man, I wanted to marry George and I'm in love with him or whatever. And he left. That's really shitty. And the mom be like, yeah, you can't trust people like
No,
that.
but I love
no,
how
like,
they did
right
it.
away.
She's like, "What the fuck did you tell him?"
Yeah, well, like, I know you, bitch. You scared away every fucking dude I dated because he was a colored person or a poor person or he wasn't waspy
a
enough.
colored
like-
person.
Like,
Well,
or
that's what they-
another
that's what they
colored
would have said,
person. Yeah. So but it's a good flip real quick. And she's like, yeah, just because you love him. And she's like, did you say love? I do love him.
Oh,
fuck. This is gonna hurt. I'm in love with a Jungle Boy.
And I love, she's like, Arthur, tell her something. And he's like, be safe.
Be
Go
safe.
Go get him. Good dad.
So he gets overnighted to Africa via UPS. With Air Jordans.
Dude, the ads in this don't make me super mad, but
Those
they're
are actually
right
good
fucking
ones.
It's
there.
funny, but it would have been funnier if it had been introduced in any way while he was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like they introduced the Armani suit and stuff, but
Have
if it
somebody
had been
sell
like,
him.
Yeah, but if it had been like, yeah, here's these
If it
Air
would have
Jordans,
been
they make you
Chekhov's
run
gun.
faster, jump higher, run
Jump high.
faster.
George jump higher. George would love to increase his elevation when running and get his aerodynamics down. George run fast, right?
There was no introduction, and that's the only reason I was like, what? Like I remember this joke too. This is one I clearly remember. I've only seen this movie once. Maybe I saw it twice when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I remember as soon as he pulled him out, I was like, oh yeah. But that's very clearly it's air right on the side, so you know what it is.
He does a lace up scene. He does the pulling of the fucking tongue thing. Like,
You know who would have benefited more from this than Nike? Reebok. He puts those things on and pumps them up.
I thought the same thing because I was
Pump,
like,
pump,
he does
pump it
the
up.
grabbing of the tongue in the
Yep.
back like you would pump it up, but you didn't get that Reebok. You
Yeah.
got that Nike.
I had the Reeboks with the pump.
I had him too.
I was like, I gotta pump these up so I can walk to class
Yeah.
faster.
Oh yeah, that get to class and be all. I'm relaxing because I'm a bad
What
boy.
did you pump? Like, what is
the tongue?
I no.
Oh,
I get
it-
that part
it
right.
Tightened everything around your ankle and your like just everything around the foot. It was filled with like an airbag thing, and it would just tighten up.
And all it really did, I guess, would probably make them not fall off.
It should give you more support
Yeah.
if it's tightening.
I mean, I had them.
I had them.
All I know is I remember seeing them in movies, and I couldn't tell you what movie, and I was like, pump, pump, pump. It makes me run faster, jump higher. What movie is that? Run faster, jump higher.
That is Sandlot with the PK Flyers.
No,
it?
it was he had. It's a Sandlot had the Chucks, by the way.
They were not
But
called
ev-
Chucks though. They were called PK Flyers.
I remember
Okay.
that. I just
Yeah.
don't, there was something that's run faster.
But
jump
everybody
higher.
knows that a brand new pair
Yeah.
of shoes, you run faster, jump
Absolutely.
higher.
Although this dude's been barefoot his whole life, he's gonna end up like Hank Azaria in Birdcage.
Right?
I do not wear shoes; they make me fall down. Agador Spartacus.
Oh, I need to watch this tonight.
just did.
Oh, and what about Tu Wong Fu?
I haven't seen that in a while.
No, we have the part we kind of already discussed with the goons lugging Ape around, and he's talking shit, and he farts in their face and whatnot.
Oh yeah, Thomas Hayden Church is back with Svenel bodyguards.
Yeah, well, he shows up here in a minute. First, we get George. George comes back to the treehouse right now because they did circle back to the treehouse as Ape told them they would.
Told ya, you're just too smart for me.
And George fights the goons. I do like the way the thing that solves this battle because it's a good back and forth. George is strong and can take these guys, but there's two of them.
Yeah.
The thing that kind of finishes it off is Shep forms the Tukey cannon.
It's an elephant gun.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me. Reba McEntire uses one in Tremors.
Yes, she does.
Couldn't get penetration with the elephant gun.
What is that fucking sex thing? What is it called when
Huh?
you guys shove shit up your
Sounding.
urethra? Sounding. Ugh.
Yeah, that was
When
Willy
they're doing
Wonka.
the
This is a
coconuts?
children's
Different
movie.
kids movie.
When they're
dude.
doing the coconuts, dude, I'm just like,
Oh, no one's
God,
shoving
that
a
hurts.
coconut in their pee hole.
Oh,
Small coconuts.
Tiny coconuts. I could put maybe get a cashew in there.
But I
Talk about
wouldn't
your
want
nut.
to. I'm allergic to nuts. That'd be awful.
How do you masturbate?
it's a
Sorry,
different
I'm
kind of
we did
nut.
the same
I'm
joke.
allergic to
He's,
nuts.
he's
Did we?
allergic to
Fuck.
tree nuts, not
Well, good thing he's got a root.
exactly.
But he shoots the elephant shoots the Tukey bird into one guy's ass, and then a bunch of coconuts at the other guy.
It's a kids movie, Derek. Clean it up.
But not only does he hit the other guy with the coconuts, he also hits George, and he hits Ape right in the balls because 2 nerd shots is about quota for a kids movie in the late 90s.
That's something else. The Mystery Science Theater. He's like, well,
Oh.
you don't have any nut shots in this movie, and we need 2.
And this is Ape does say something to George. He's like, "Remember when I told you about?"
Well, talk
So-
about fighting fair.
Yeah, screw that.
Good time to forget that.
Yep.
And then one of these
What does
guys,
he
by the
do?
way,
He
luckiest guy in
Nut
cinema.
shots them.
Yes, true.
What does he say? The Doonesbury rules?
Yes,
Doonesbury, like the
Queensberry.
old comic.
I think he said Queensberry.
One of these guys, the
Queensberry
luckiest
makes more sense.
actor in fucking Hollywood, because he gets to fucking twist Brendan Fraser's nerps.
I
think
wanna-
that's-
Lucky.
I just want to suck
that's,
on him. Just
I never said the guy's name. I mentioned what he was from. The one that's been in
Oh, the
other
big
things.
feller.
Abraham Ben Ruby.
Yep.
wow.
Sounds like a big guy name. That's
Sounds
why-
like he's about to assassinate a president.
Well, he
Yep.
talked about what he was in, Wagons East and whatnot, but I never said
Yeah.
his name. So Abraham Ben
He's
Ruby.
in Wagons East also.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said that earlier in the episode.
I thought it was hours ago.
Weren't you
I don't
here?
remember that.
Weren't you here? Come on.
But he gets like there's
that was
like a
beers ago.
this is a the fight is fun. It's got its fun moments, but this is one of those moments where I'm like, this is too much for me. It's too cartoony.
You know how
Because
you know
Brendan
it's,
Fraser literally twists his arm to do like a super punch, and the guy spins a bunch of times, and I'm just like,
you also know how it's too much, dude. He punches one guy by punching forward, and when he cocks back, he's elbowing the super assassin, and he's doing that, and he does it so many times that fucking Ape pulls out a newspaper.
yeah.
And like as the audience, you're like, yeah, I'll do a crossword until this finishes. Let me know when you're done, please.
This is when Lyle, Thomas Hayden Church, comes back,
Yes.
and he's got this cult jacket on, and he's like, I joined a cult.
Yeah.
So now I am God.
Yep. I
Yep.
can marry anybody, including you, bitch. Which I don't think you're. Well, we're in.
you can't
Congo, but
ordain
here,
your own fucking.
Here,
wedding.
I can't marry somebody that I'm marrying.
Right.
That
you
makes
can't.
sense.
You cannot ordain your own wedding.
Yeah. I now pronounce me.
I mean, it probably depends on the state. I'm sure Alabama and stuff have different rules, but a state like
I don't
here,
think women are allowed to talk during a wedding in Alabama.
but like a state like even like Arizona, which is not a progressive state, you
we're,
don't
we're
actually
trying
used to
some
be.
years.
you don't actually have to have any kind of officiant. It's a courtroom process. You file some
Yeah.
paperwork, call
Yeah.
it a day.
Yeah.
That's why we can have people like Jack, myself, and the guy who married us, Edward, officiate weddings because we're all ordained in the Church of Dudism.
Yeah, I'm a card carrying member of a Judas priest, dude.
Love it.
Well, like I'm a Dudist priest.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
No.
But this is when he has these mercenaries show up, which includes Fennel Thorson, who we mentioned, who is great always. And they lasso George with these. I mean, they're not lassos. What are
It's a
these?
dog catcher fucking snare.
Yeah, 1,000%.
That's what I was
snare.
looking for. Snare.
Yeah. I'm here to help.
That's the one line. The one line that Fennel Thorson has here is when they're dragging George away. The little capuchin monkey
Yeah.
is watching them, and he's like, "Oh, look at the monkey," but in whatever language he's speaking.
General European.
I think he was playing a Swede in Quick and the Dead.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's what he is.
General European.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's, oh, look at the monkey.
His name
And
is
then
Fennel, I think, Swedish.
Sven sounds Swedish.
Sven is the first name. And then Ulf Thorson.
Oh,
But you know what?
is
Sven does
Swedish.
sound Swedish. And
Wait. You're saying Sven sounds Swedish, not Thorson? The son of Thor?
well, that sounds more Norwegian.
Yeah, that's true.
But Sven does sound Swedish, and 100% I'm basing that on Ren and Stimpy. When Stimpy's cousin from Sweden shows up, and he's, what is it? You are Oli, I am Sven.
This is how I know your argument's invalid. You based it on Ren and Stimpy.
Look, Ren and
Tell me
Stimpy is
you
the
didn't
basis
love
of
Ren
a
and
lot of my
Stimpy.
Oh, I
life.
loved it. I'm just saying, if you're like, well, Ren and Stimpy taught me, whatever comes
I'm
after that is
100%
wrong.
Convinced,
Happy. Joy.
I'm 100%
joy.
convinced that anybody on that space station is going to kill somebody because they all have space madness because of Ren and Stimpy. Space madness is real.
Yeah.
So
Hashtag.
the monkey sends out a bongogram to these gorillas who show up as the 3 ninjas, although there's 5 of them.
No, yeah.
It's Ninja Turtles because of the ooze, dude.
It's always been 3 doing the bongos, and then all of a sudden there's 5 of them.
One of these guys is bodied by a ginger with the last name Elfman, and I'm like, are you Danny Elfman's brother? And I didn't look into it.
I'm going to say
I'm
yes.
going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes
for,
too.
For my
Can you give me a job? I'll do
entertainment.
anything.
My own personal mythology is that it was
It's
actually
ape.
Danny Elfman.
Apes.
I will do anything you want me to do. You're going to be in George of the Jungle as what?
An ape.
Bongo playing ape. Did say I'd do anything. I am hungry.
I said I'd do anything, and this is better than what Harvey Weinstein offered me. So
Ugh. He offered me some frozen pizza
He
on
wa-
an island.
I'm going to close my eyes and suck my roll out of a hose.
Woo!
oh, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, die in prison, please. Well, no.
Just hoping.
Die in prison, like, I'm hoping like 20 years from now. I want him to get tortured and just fucking shit on.
Because based on his crimes, the people in prison are not treating him well.
Yeah.
Seeing
Which
him.
is what we can only hope.
And I just hope that he doesn't die too soon. I want him to really experience all the lives that he's ruined and then die.
Seeing him use a walker made me very happy.
Fuck him.
Oh, speaking of Harvey Weinstein, the elephant pisses all over these dudes.
Oh, yes.
But we don't see it, which is very disappointing. Because we saw the elephant piss earlier,
It's
which
a kids
was like,
movie. They can't do that.
which was like, well, we saw the elephant piss earlier. Just put the elephant piss on these
Well,
dudes.
no. So you still have that imprinted on your brain, and you just
exactly
superimpose it
it's-
on that.
It's Chekhov's elephant cock.
Yeah.
Dude, he is rolling in his grave right now. Like, I never meant for my name to use like this. This
It's-
fucking podcast with these 3 nerds on it just said fucking Chekhov's elephant piss.
I'm using that
Oh,
forever
I said
now.
elephant cock.
Oh, fuck, even worse.
Yep. It's Chekhov's elephant cock from now on.
You're getting haunted.
Yep.
So then
If you say
Lyle,
Chekhov 3 times in the mirror, that dude from fucking Star Trek shows up at your
Chekhov,
house.
Chekhov.
wait, like, oh God, what's his name? So either Walter Koenig, who is the original Chekhov,
Uh-huh.
or Anton Yelchin's ghost.
Ooh, I was gonna say Anton Yelchin can haunt you. That dude can. Didn't he suicide himself?
Who's
no,
Anton Lechon?
he was.
He was the remake.
Did I
it
say
was,
it right?
If
I
I'm
think so.
remembering correctly, and the internet can correct me, it was like an accident where basically like I don't know if it's his car or another car was on a hill and the emergency brake wasn't on and it rolled down and hit him and killed him.
Boy,
I think.
wow.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty
the
sure that's
little,
correct.
The kid, he, the one who played Scotty.
No, he was playing Chekhov. Scotty was Simon Pegg.
Yep, you betcha. Chekhov's parking brake.
But
Yep.
check
Whoa.
your parking brake.
Check your parking brakes.
Put it in
people.
park.
Oof.
There's a
Where's
manual.
people? Where's people? So Lyle and Ursula fall into this Disney ride that never came to fruition.
Oh, dude, I
This
want to go
fucking
down
water
this thing.
slide.
yeah,
yeah.
this Disney water park ride.
Well, they go through this cave, and she's like, "You don't know where you're going."
and then they end up in
Watch
a
out
boat.
for that. Oh, I peed.
Watch out for my pee. And they end up in this little rubber raft that he has, and they end up on rapids. Of course they do. And George has to swing
Can't use
down.
your catchphrase that way. Our catchphrase for you.
So doesn't Tukey give him the line and is like, "Go save her, bitch."
I don't remember. I just remember George is like, "This is the biggest swing in jungle history," and I'm like, "Bigger than that one off the bridge."
Yeah.
Right?
Well, jungle history, not San Francisco. San Francisco has a big history of swinging, if you know what I'm saying.
The only joke they missed with this, because he's flying down and it's got like airplane noises and
he's
shit. There should have been a breaking the sound barrier, like sonic boom noise.
Absolutely. I would have loved it. Lean into that.
Yeah.
Or him like, I time traveled. I went past the movie.
Right?
Little
Oh my god, I
Spaceballs.
ended up in Blast in the Past.
This is here. No, we're now.
Oh, I've been blessed with
And he saves Ursula, and Lyle gets raped by a gorilla.
Yep.
So
Yes, he does.
in this Disney movie,
well,
that's
he
PG.
married him.
It's
Yeah,
you can't rape
do you
your
say
wife.
I do? I do.
You can.
No, Trump's lawyer proved it.
Though you mean the felon?
Huh?
The felon's lawyer
Uh-huh.
proved it? Okay.
Dude, it's so shitty. Nothing's gonna come to that.
It ends with a happy marriage between George and Ursula.
They have a dope ass wedding.
Her mom is happy
In the
for
I
her
got a
now.
dope ass treehouse, dude. I can
Oh,
live in this
This
Her
treehouse.
treehouse
mom
has electricity.
Falls in love
Yeah.
with Ape.
Because there's a juicer and shit in this.
No, I don't
treehouse.
think she falls in love with Ape. I think it's another thing of like Ape speaking, and she's like, "Oh,
But
oh."
at first
it's-
He's like, excuse me,
he's
madam.
ascending above his class, and
I
she can't
knew.
deal with
At
that.
I
first, she's
knew Jane
terrified because
Goodall.
she's like, "Wait, black people can talk," and
Oh,
then she
that's-
realizes it's an ape, and
No.
not.
Yeah, you're right. She-
And that's not me being racist. That's her being.
That's her.
racist.
But yeah, no. To Whitney's point,
Thank you. She's like, oh, I feel like Jane Goodall. Ma'am, I met Jane Goodall, and,
And
you were
you are no
I'm
Jane Goodall.
bitch, you are no Jane Goodall.
and that's
She was
what
a
she's
friend
like,
of Ape's.
Did you see her wet her pants in that? Right
She does
there?
end up twerking with ape.
I mean,
Exactly.
At least
I
one
thought
of
it was
the
more
apes.
like a, oh my god, they speck.
I spec.
Speck.
My favorite part of the wedding, by the way, is the chimpanzee bartender.
Yes.
He's pouring champagne for people and like handing glasses. Like they only show it the one time, but he pours it and hands it. Then the next time they show him, he's just slamming this bottle of champagne.
And the
I'm like,
elephant takes it from Shaft, and Shep is drinking, and Shaft just
He
cheers.
cheerses. Ooh, I wonder if that bartender could give me like a chimpanzee. Nice and cold.
And then
and we have the
Leslie
Lion
is,
King at the end.
I was gonna say Leslie's dancing with her dad, and George is like, "Remember that time that I wanted you to dance with me? You're gonna dance with me right now.
oh yeah, because there's a whole thing. I did like it where.
You're not stupid. There's nobody here to see it."
Well, not only that, it was just like the whole. I don't want to be embarrassed, and he has no idea. He's like, "What the fuck is the word
He's
embarrassed?"
like,
mean?"
I don't know what embarrassed means.
When someone-
Sometimes I run into a tree.
Like when people look at you and you're like dumb, I don't know, and he's like, "Watch these dance moves.
Watch me fall out of your fucking
All
balcony.
right, Ricky Baker.
Check out my fucking dance moves. I'll do these ones at the Grammys."
But it ends with the Lion King.
It
which is
1000% does.
It's a step
doesn't-
too
it doesn't
far.
end there.
It'll get a mild chuckle. Well, the movie technically ends because we get the end.
Doesn't anyone want to know what happened to me?
And we find out that Ape is Frank Sinatra.
I did it my way with minestrone 2, 3, 4.
And I was trying to remember. I was like, "Is this Tony Randall? Is this like?"
Wayne
and then I heard the
Newton?
song, and I was like, "This is Frank Sinatra."
Yes, but I don't think Sinatra.
Not Tony
is-
Randall.
I don't
Is that
think
right?
he wrote that. No,
Wayne
not
Newton.
Tony Randall.
Tony Randall's the speaker.
What the fuck?
Dean Martin.
Fuck. He
Tony
plays a
Bennett.
Tony Bennett.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I even said Tony Bennett earlier.
You said that earlier, and I got it confused right now.
Yeah, Tony Randall's something very different.
Yeah.
But the only thing I say it's not Sinatra. The song obviously is made famous by Sinatra. Sinatra never wore a sequin jacket like this. This is lounge lizard
Wayne
under
Newton.
backpack.
And that's what made me
Wayne,
think-
Wayne Newton much more.
and that's what made me think Tony Bennett too.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Tony-
he ever wore sequins, but, he
I
would.
think Wayne Newton is the look we're going for.
and Liberace.
or
I
like
don't-
or like late Elvis
But hey, what if fucking Siegfried and Roy have
sequins.
sequins?
Now he's a talking ape
Ivory.
with sequins.
Abe's about to get so much fucking puss.
oh, those ladies were on him.
Mhm.
Well, that's our stinger for the sequel, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I saw the sequel when we looked this up, and I was like, "Is that Brendan Fraser?" Because the cover
Oh
is
no.
the cover. I'm looking at the cover on the screen, so it's very small, and the guy doesn't look that different until you click it and it gets bigger, and you're like, "That's not."
See,
Brendan
I
Fraser."
had Disney shoved down my throat the number 2. Like it's like watch next. And it's this guy's like face pressed against plexiglass with like his lip up
Oh,
and
that's
everything.
not what we had.
And I was like, that ain't my fucking Brendan.
"Yeah, that's not what we had. It was just a picture of a dude swinging on a vine." So
I didn't
it's
look.
very. I mean, he was probably 2 inches tall on my screen, if that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
yeah,
like,
yeah. This is a big
But I-
face.
On that screen, I would say 4 inches.
I clicked it and I was like, "That's not Brendan Fraser."
Nope. So let's get
However,
around the horn.
Shooter or whatever his name is, the
Shooter
bird
McGavin?
is back in the second one, and so is Friend.
Who's friend? Oh,
Uh,
the friend. Betsy.
Sexy Friend.
Betsy.
She's a sexy friend.
She's a Betty.
She can get it.
She got it.
So we'll do recommendations. Life.
Honestly, I didn't hate it. It was pretty fun and enjoyable. If you ever This is a great hangover movie.
Yeah, you can take a little fucking squeezer, a little winker.
Oh,
I
with
will
the
have
noises.
to strongly disagree with a hangover movie, depending on your hangover.
He deals with hangovers different than we do.
Yeah.
Well, depending on your hangover. You know what I'm
I
not
don't get
listening to
headache.
during a hangover? I'm not watching a war movie during a hangover.
No, not at all.
Do you
And
know
this
what
is
you
much like that. Lots of loud noises.
You have to take a Midol because it has everything you want. The Midol is a
Oh, that'll
perfect-
stop my vagina from cramping.
No.
Here's the hangover cure, honey. You take a smoke and a stroke and you take a nap, okay? you watch George of the Jungle after
You
a
put
joint
some
and you
Midol and
masturbate.
some raw eggs in a blender.
So
some ice cream and some coffee.
Midol has the anti-inflammatory, the blood thinning to help the
I
headache
use
go away,
Nuprin.
plus caffeine
Little.
to help
Excedrin.
Yellow.
give you a little
Different.
buzz.
Excedrin also has caffeine.
Yep, Midol has the anti-bloating, and that's what you
Anyway.
want.
I take mine all
I
the
just have
time
to
for my
disagree with
anti-blood.
I just have to disagree with the hangover thing too much.
I got some caveats, but I do recommend this movie.
Yeah.
It's fun. My inner child was pretty happy with it. If you got to watch it with little kids, it's fine. Hey, you know what? Take a fucking little microdose of mushrooms and enjoy the brightness, enjoy the loudness, lean into it, my friend Derek. But yes, I give it, it's 2 out of 3 ropes or vines.
I would say, yeah,
2 out of 3 vines. I'm
I
not
would,
giving
I
it,
would go with vines. Ropes sounds different based on the things we talk about around here.
I give it 2 out of 3 Brendan Fraser cocks.
I give it 1.5.
All right, I'll just be the dissenting voice. I've been going back and forth, but I'm gonna have to say no.
You're not watching this again, right?
No.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't have a small child. If you have a small child, maybe if it's something they can even watch, because they don't want to watch anything that's not made on a computer now. So this might not be for them anyway. But I did have a good enough time, and I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would, but I also hated it a little more than I remembered hating it.
yeah, I gotcha.
So I was going back and forth. Like I said, I was on the verge of being like a soft recommend, but I'm just gonna go. No,
yeah,
I've been very nice lately.
Yeah, give it a go fuck yourself. This isn't your movie. I picked this. It's my fucking birthday.
Look, I've been very nice to these movies lately,
Yeah.
and I feel like I got to be a little more rude. I love Brendan Fraser though,
Oh yeah, and you can look at him all day.
and
in this.
he is not.
Play this on mute and put on some sexy music in the background. Make one of Jack's music videos
Oh,
Brendan
you could,
Fraser is not the bad part of this movie.
at all.
I think you could totally watch this without even.
This makes me
listening.
want to
We'll
watch
do
it.
it next
You
time
know
we're
what?
hanging out on a Friday drinking like that.
Oh yeah,
Not recommending this. Watch Encino Man instead.
Yeah.
Same character, funny.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna watch Encino Man over this.
Yeah.
Again.
But that's it. So we've decided this. Jack got to talk to Lorenzo Lamas through his kind of.
I recommend that. I recommend fucking talking to Lorenzo Lamas any chance
So,
you get.
Was like good birthday present.
Great birthday, great Canada's Independence Day present. Fucking phenomenal. That's great.
Good.
So our next episode will be our Durka Classic Movies for the month, which is going to be.
Don't tell me. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
You'll see it. You'll see the title when
You'll
it comes
see it
up.
on Monday.
You'll see the title next week.
Can I just say
You can if you want to.
it came from outer space,
Okay.
which is one of the types of titles I created the segment for. We haven't been doing a lot of them because we've had a theme of this or a theme of that.
Sure.
This is cheesy ass UFO monster space shit from the 50s.
I'm gonna get real high.
It's gonna be
You're gonna get
a delight.
Probably real high.
real fucking
I've
high
seen
on
this one
drugs.
before, but not recently.
Okay.
So I did watch it, as I told you guys I would, and I haven't. Our Patreon for the month, which you can get by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/worstpeople for only $3
Don't
a
tell
month.
him. I'm just gonna give you a line from it. Who
Go
wins
for
in
it.
a fight? Lemmy or God? Trick question. Lemmy is God.
Boom. Mic drop. Bitch,
Yeah.
I'm out.
So if you know that, then you know our Patreon. And you should know that. And if you don't, you're wrong.
Yeah. You do know it. You're wrong. You do know it.
Patreon.com/worstpeople. You also get access to our show Han Took Shots First. At this point, we've covered Star Wars episode 1, 2, and 3. And on the Patreon, maybe not by now, but very soon to this episode, you will be hearing our coverage of Solo featuring our friend Bleep.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. You can get that early. You can get it for free out in the world, but that's stupid. Get it a month
So
early.
stupid.
For $3.
It's only $3, guys.
Plus, you get all these other mental health episodes that we've done.
And you pay more on that on other phone games. So
I just found $3 in your couch and I ain't giving it back.
that's fine. It's your pay.
That is less than half of a cup of black coffee from Starbucks.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So, do that. Thank you to Evasion for our opening and closing music. Go to badmoviesworstpeople.com, HanTookShotsFirstPod.com. Go there, you'll find out why. I don't know. Thank you guys for tuning in. I have been Derek of the Jungle.
I have been Whitney of the Jungle.
I'm Jack of the Jungle, which sounds dirty.
Good night and
Forget everything you know about the Baja men who let the dogs out and watch this documentary.